Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Division 2 Split 3 Valence League semi-finals. I am joined by Honest. We have Team Rocket going up against Child Protective Services Academy. It's going to be a banger.
It's gonna be a banger indeed, and we can see on one side Team Rocket with the core of the good old Centurion with Kiz, Wellesley, and Shaper, so Bramsh, versus a new team, fairly new team, CPSA, which has a core of Snowflakes that won Division 3 uh, previous split. And one spicy thing we have is Rock versus his former teammate Ignutar on the other sides of the rift. So yeah, a lot of stakes. Also, the winner of this game goes to the finals, which means they also advance to Division 1.
Yeah, big stakes on this game. Of course, lots of VL veterans on one side, whereas personally, as someone who has not particularly been around the last year, to go over to the other team to see a lot of new faces, which is always nice to see. Now, what I have heard about Child Protective Services Academy is that Levity is definitely the one to watch. Would you agree with me on that one?
Yeah, definitely. Levity has been probably the best AD carry in the second division of Valence League. The dude just is very consistent in his play. So we will see if Rocket, who don't really play around their bot lane, will be able to shut him down. Uh, yeah, because Shaper will definitely just leave Wellesley and try to do something with Kies together, because like that's what they have been always doing. And like at this point, everyone who has touched, who has been in VL, knows that if you're playing mid lane versus Kies, you're also playing mid lane versus Bram.
Very, very true. You'll set up that tent there very nicely. One other thing to note as well, I actually had a chance to speak to Kraft before the game, which is very nice to speak about the playstyle of his team. And what they're looking to do is survive the branch onslaught, as they have called it. And they're confident if they get to team fights, they'll be able to take away the win. So we probably see that reflected in draft. What we will also see reflected in draft is the fact that Shaper will pick whoever the hell they want support. So they don't care if they're not supposed to be a support. They're happy to run it. And I have been informed by Rock there will be some spice somewhere in this game.
Yeah, and the first ban we see is the ban of Tristana, which is a flex pick between Kraft and Levity. If someone doesn't know, Mrs. Crocomp is Kraft. He changed his name lately. Yeah, and we see the Pike ban, which is like one champion you have to ban versus Bramsh, his main champion, his most known.
Oh yeah, I mean, you look at his account; his last 10 games, all Pike. So you've got to
Yeah,
take that away. Definitely,
and
it's
I
just
believe in previous series he's gotten at least a quadra kill on it. So yeah, he's also known for getting pentakills in VL on the Pike. So,
oh
and the other team is focusing Levity. Not
yeah,
very surprised.
yeah. As you're being Levity's most played champion at 106 games played in Soloki. As we Lissandra took away from 905, big engaged tool there, and
Yeah, that's also Kiz's main champion, and she just got buffed this patch. It wasn't a huge buff, but always a mana cost on Q from Lissandra is very important. Uh, so also we see Trash banned from Wolf and Misfortune banned from Wellesley and the Trundle first pick. It might be support, might be jungle. We will see where Rocket decide to put it.
yeah, exactly. Good flex pick makes it hard for Child Protective Services Academy to really figure out where that's going and to try and get an early counter pick. But we'll see what they try and put their priority on to at least try and make it to those team fights. As I found your great champion team fights, you gotta say.
Yeah, definitely, and he can do fairly nice versus Trundle, who like Aphelios definitely likes champions that run at him, and paired with the Rakan. So yeah,
Right, Aphelios
some
Rakan.
or already some team fighting coming in from CPSA.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic engagement potential with the Rakan there, and the Aphelios obviously an incredibly strong backline threat. The kind of typical AD carry you're expecting Levity to be on. Now, the Trundle, though, could interrupt that recount, I do feel like. However, the Silas has been locked in. Is
And
it
now
safe
the
to assume it's mid lane, or is there a
uh,
possibility?
yeah, there's no safety, especially that Silas support has been Bramsh's how to say it, like flavor of last couple months. I think for Bramsh, he's been playing a lot of Silas support, I believe in previous split as well, and then Ash, so a utility AD carry for Wilsey.
Yeah, I quite like that as well because I feel like when you're against the likes of the Fabulous Arcana, the more kind of CC you have in your hands, the better. So having the lockdown of an Ash is just one extra layer, I guess, towards that, which would be nice to see.
Yeah, and definitely a strong pick with current build of Shieldbow Witsend, pretty hard to take down, and the Jarvan, which uh, I actually screamed versus Ignitar yesterday. He played Jarvan, was a bit of a menace. Uh, he picked it, so I can leak it a little bit, but yeah. And
Wow.
definitely a good pick into Ash, as she has no escape tools versus the Cataclysm, and also champion that has been buffed lately.
Yeah, you have to look at the Rakan Draven combo. If you're Wellesley in this game, you're already not looking forward to playing this one out because that's a lot of engage coming straight to your face.
Yeah, and so now we see bans uh, from Rock, ban the Cannon, pretty strong pick right now as well, and the LeBlanc banned away from Craft.
Yeah, I do remember that Kraft likes his Zoe. I remember that specifically. 23 games, 65% win rate. I'm interested to see if that gets took away or if they're happy to keep it up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like teams have been punished by not banning Craft Zoe, so
Mm-hmm.
we will see how the last ban will look from Rocket.
I mean, we'll say, I think if there's any player who thinks they can get the counter pick and beat that Zoe, 905 is definitely up there on that list. We'll have to see. As it looks like they're asking for it. They've banned the Cassiopeia as well. We're trying to limit Kraft's pull into that Zoe as if daring for that pick to go through. We'll see if CPSA decide to accept the debt.
Yeah, 10 seconds on the timer. Let's see what the pick is. It's gonna
Oh,
be the good old save Oriana, it looks like. But Jarvan Oriana, the combo that
to
has been a menace that hurt many, many VL teams throughout the years. So,
Oh yeah, I mean, if you think of the VL comp, Draven Oriana is just always in
yeah.
there. The fantastic 2v2, easy to execute team fights. You can't really complain about it.
Yeah, and we're looking at the Viego for Tant. That's a champion that has been
Mhm.
nerfed pretty heavily in the current patch. So let's see if he can make it work.
He does have 61 games in solo queue on Viego, so
Yeah.
he does know the champion. We'll just see if those nerfs do end up impacting him when he's piloting the champion. As the final pick, I think it's going to be an. Oh, it's a
It's
Syndra. Okay.
Syndra. So yeah, the classic Oriana Syndra matchup in the mid lane that confirms that it will be the Sylas
Could
support, I believe.
Silas or Trundle.
Although it might still be Trundle. Yeah, yeah,
Depends on if they want to take Trundle top lane
yeah.
into a
Yeah, so
tank of some sort.
that's definitely some keeping CPSA on their toes, not showing them everything yet.
Oh, have it Shaper is just you never know. The
Yeah,
Wukong. That
the
is
Wizard for Brasilda, yeah. So definitely a very, very strong team fight from CPSA.
I
And
mean
like, if I was in the game, I wouldn't want to be the Ash.
yeah, if anyone wants to be the immobile lady carrier of no escapes versus Wukong, Jarvan, Oriana, Rakan. Yeah, no thank you.
Oh, and
The initial worry I have to say is for a team who relies, or I say relies, has such a strong AD carrying levity and is a big proponent of why they get so many wins. I don't see a lot of peel there. It's a lot more of we're gonna dive you faster and hopefully we kill you more. Levity could be ending up on an island in these team fights is initially where my mind goes, but in terms of dive, there isn't actually like an insane. Well, we got Viego and Silas, but by that, it's not a huge amount actually coming from the side of Rocket.
yeah. And on the other hand, as I said, if you're the Ash, you're probably gonna have a hard time in this game. Both Syndra and Ash fairly immobile versus Wukong, Jarvan, uh, and Rakan. Uh, and all of them can have the Oriana ball on top of them. So yeah, might be a bit hard. And funnily enough, that's something I did not expect, which is Trundle going to Rock. So it's gonna
Yeah,
be a Trundle top. Hasn't seen that one in a while.
definitely
So
not. It could be useful maybe in the Jarvan and the team fights. Jarvan tries to engage, you just suck all the health out of him, and then all of a sudden it was hard like a feather. But we'll have to see how that one goes because I'm a little bit worried for the in lane matchup against that Wukong. Another thing I want to bring attention to. Now, personally, I have not seen the Silas support, and I have to say, honest, you have seen it. Can you give me any sort of explanation as to why Shaper picks this thing, and does it work, and if so, how?
uh, I guess he just relies on stealing, on having good utility ultimates stolen from the enemies. And here he has a decent amount of all of the shockwave, cataclysm, the cyclone, as well as the quickness from Rakan are a pretty good utility ultimates that he can use to swing the team fights on their side. So yeah, it's mostly like a utility pick. I believe he goes full AP, so it's gonna be like similar to Silas mid, but with much less gold and much less XP. Uh,
Right.
so it's not gonna be maybe as threatening as a classic solo lane Silas, but yeah, I believe that's what Bramsh is looking to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there is, whilst I think it might struggle when it's lacking that golden experience in the mid to late game, an early game Silas roaming about the map is not something anyone wants to experience. And knowing the way that Shaper plays, this Silas is going to be everywhere and probably be
Yeah,
an absolute menace.
and he definitely needs to do that because I believe like Ash versus Aphelios, that's definitely Aphelios scales much better. Oriana will also be a bit more useful than Syndra in the late game. Wukong and Jarvan will always be useful in the team fights as well as Rakan. So yeah, Rocket definitely need to get something going in the early game.
Yeah, we will say. I'll go back to that quote. Kraft wanting to survive the onslaught, and I think that's definitely the story we see unfolding towards us. Shaper on this side, there's a lot of snowbally picks on the side of Rocket. If they can get them going, they're going to be unstoppable. But if CPSA can make it to that mid game, can start making team fights happen, you have to say that that composition is in favor as we head into the loading screen now.
Yeah, definitely. And we are in loading screen shortly.
So whilst we're here, I ask this all the time. Honest, quick predictions. Who is taking this game one and why?
Uh,
Tough one.
I believe it's gonna go to CPSA. Like
Oh,
I just like their comp a bit more. I'm not personally a big fan of the uh, Silas support. Not sure about the Trundle top as well, but we will see. We will see. I'm happy to be proven wrong. But yeah,
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. Like I've seen a Rocket snowball early games pretty hard. So let's see if they'll be successful because if they are not, and like it's always a bit harder to play as the aggressive early game comp, I believe,
Mhm.
because the you are the one who has to make the move. You are the one who has to not make the mistake uh, in snowballing the game. So yeah, I favor the late game composition, but we will see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully,
And we are heading into the game now. One thing I do want to point out quickly is the summoner spell choices. CPSA's bot lane have gone for cleanse and exhaust compared to the heal and ignite on the other side. They're clearly wanting a no business of Shaper making any sort of early aggression happen down there.
yeah, and we'll pause at 10 seconds for this sync.
Yes, we will. And 10 seconds now.
Yeah, I'm on 10 seconds.
Yeah. And there we go. We are now onto the Rift. for your Valence League Split 3 Division 2 semi-finals. Fantastic mouthful. But now, that is not the quote I should have gone for there. But
Yeah.
heading on to the Rift, we do see them going for the typical 5-point here. Looking a little bit late there. I was hoping for some spicy shenanigans everyone, but looks like we're not going to be getting it.
Yeah, neither team with especially strong level 1. As CPSA, you definitely don't want to look for anything level 1.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I think it will look like a standard. Oh, Ignitar.
Flag!
Nah, that's just not honorable.
Damn. Good against the dance battle. Oh, Shaper's not happy.
Misses
Nearly
the
there.
chain, sadly for him. Although maybe it was good for him that he missed the chain, let's be honest.
Flies into two people. Oh no. Yeah, that would have been an explosive start if that landed, but sadly did not. So we're going for your typical starts. Looks like Java's starting on the top side, whereas Viego on the bot side. Both wants to prioritize those red buffs.
Yeah, start in both junglers starting on opposite sides. Let's see what that will mean for the early game.
Yeah, one thing to always keep in mind with Jarvan, level 2 gank, incredibly scary and always possible. But I don't know if the way that CPSA have talked to me about this, I'm not expecting that sort of early aggression. I think they might just be looking to maybe chill, but who knows? It's always
Yeah,
possible.
and because of the later Rocket bot lane coming to the lane later, I think they might have missed a bit of
Ooh.
XP. Not entirely sure. They
I will,
definitely missed some creeps.
I will say, I did just look at the map. Jarvan actually did go for the level 2 gank, but 905 very smartly walked out of lane and warded that blue buff you see in the bottom right of your screen. That's kind of huge, I'm not going to lie, because now
Yeah, that
Jarvan's
gives...
delayed, they've got the ward down, they know where Jarvan is roughly.
Yeah, and the level 2 came in from Wolf and Levity earlier, so Wellesley is
Oh,
forced to
905
flash.
has been caught out, is trying to just walk out of it. Son will be able to do so, but was forced to burn the flash. Was a trade though with Jarvan. Both flashes down. And
Yeah, Jarvan not really looking to farm his camps, he just wants to get going, while Tent is just power farming on the Viego.
yeah, I mean, I don't really blame Ikata. There's a lot of squishy. Oh no, the chase landed. Levity's down.
And
Over to Wellesley. That's
okay,
pretty big.
I'm a believer now. I'm a believer in the
The
Silas.
belief has shifted. The silent support, it's too strong. And I think it's you. The biggest thing I saw Shaper drop down to like a third HP, and I was like, oh, this kind of front of lane a little bit. Gonna have to just sit back for a little bit. No, just drop these back in, because why not? You get the heal. And yeah, that just Levity's now down. Both summoner spells also burn to try and survive there. And look, there we see Shaper already invading, gets the blue buff, and Ignitar. Can you even get out of that one? I don't think you can. The Jarvan is down now. Dive top lane. Looking Bomber looking for the flag.
Oh, Tent, that was unfortunate.
Tent getting a little bit aggressive under the tower there. And me getting confusing with the champions. But Griselda gets the kill back. Now has the Willis top lane. There is now an avenue for maybe some gold to be regained on that top side.
Yeah, and Shaper pretty much plays the second jungler right now. He's taking the Scuttlecrap away. So
oh no,
Ignitar is gonna be denied a little bit. Like we can see Ignitar only 8 CS, so he only took 2 camps. He was looking aggressively and he's not working out.
Here comes Shaper, lands the chains again, gonna slam down on the ground with the Q, forces the flash out of Craft. And it is looking rough already. Silas support being incredibly proactive in this early game. Ignitar maybe looking for something here, but I don't know if you're gonna win that duel. He's a level up. Does go for the flag. Is able to land it. The teleport does come through onto the flag. Wolf V2 going to see if they can get the ground entrance off, but is going to miss it, unfortunately.
And yeah, so, it's gonna be a flash from Shaper, but yeah, like Brahms is just a menace.
Yeah.
Level 4 to level 2 on Wolf, level 4 on the Silas to level 3 on Ignitar.
I thought you said that the Silas support was supposed to lack in XP here, but Shaper's just making it look so easy. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. I guess it works when you take 2 camps away from enemy jungler.
Definitely, yeah. I will say Levity has managed to gain a little bit more in the CS front this time around, though. So a nice little 10 CS in that bot lane. They've regained a bit of control since Shaper's been on his shenanigans roaming about stealing away camps. We'll see if that means anything,
Yeah,
though.
that's one thing that will suffer because of the constant roams of Shaper, the laning from Wesley. But he's on the Ash. He doesn't necessarily need that much resources.
Absolutely. My biggest worry isn't that Ash isn't going to get resources, but Aphelios will. You're giving it Aphelios a lot of CS, and we know what happens when Aphelios can just scale it very nicely. However, a lot more productivity coming out from Roccet right now. They're going to secure the first dragon of the game here. Does not look like there's going to be much of a contest. Wolf has a look and thinks, you know what? No, I'm not going to win this one. But Shaper, pushing aggressively, does stand the chains again. Wolf! He used his entire health bar for one combo. Jesus Christ. Slow down, Shaper. You're a monster.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage from Shaper. I think he's going for the Proto Belt, which is not the standard.
The Cyclone does come out here. Can rock the kill. Takes a tower shot. Flashes at the tower. Gets the chomp with the Sheen proc. Fantastic play there from Rock. And that top lane matchup that I was worried about also going in favor of him now. Up 20 CS there, and it's even at kills.
Yeah, luckily Prasilda still has teleport, so he might not lose that
the flashbang entrance isn't going to mean anything. Wolf already goes down, and now Levity's been soloed down. Shaper jumping out nearly kills him, but is going to have to back out now. Ignita looking to see if he can secure the kill for himself, but is getting kited up by the Ash Hours with the slows. Shaper uses W to get more health. Shaper gets the kill again, and Levity is stuck at only about 50 health. Can he get out of this one, or will a volley seal the deal? No, it won't.
Yeah, they're really not respecting the Sylas. And
Wow.
Shaper is showing just that he knows his limits very well on this champion. Like, it's really impressive what the guy is doing here.
Yeah, there's a perfect example of that fight. Ignitar going for the chase, thinking he has the damage to kill Shaper, and as soon as that W comes out, gets the heal, turns the fight. It is nutty, and now Bogey Bubba not leaving me any time to rest my vocal cords is going to go for a play on Priscilla. The pillar comes out. Priscilla, do you have any sort of way to escape? It does not look like you're running back into the fight with the wave, but there is nowhere for you to go. Another kill going over to Rock. Ignitar going to secure this red buff, but the snowball, the onslaught is definitely coming to fruition here.
Yeah, so one thing that CPSA was worried about is coming to fruition.
Definitely is.
Yeah, both Tent has not been very active, but he's just been out farming Hypnotar, who's trying to go for those very risky plays.
Yeah, I mean, it is happening for a few big plays early, but it's not seemed to work out for him. And now Shaper mid lane, 2 levels down, 1v1 with Oriana. What is this? Oh, this pick is insane.
I'm not sure if the pick is insane, but Bram's definitely is.
Okay, yeah, Shaper's definitely insane. I believe I with the buses out in solo queue would not go that well. Does it like a play is being made in the top side of the map? Can Ignitar and Brasilda secure themselves the kill? Buggy Bomber is here to try and make the play, but the Flagging Drag knocks them up, shutdown going over to Brasilda, and now Buggy Bomber, you just dashed in with no way out, and now Ignitar will secure that kill for themselves. Top side victory for them, and CPSA looking to try and find an out there. They've got a few nice plays there, and they're going to be able to secure the Rift Card off this. And the Crystal Arrow misses there from Wellesley, unfortunate. And now, brief respite. The Herald is being secured. Everything's shut out for a minute. Let's have an overview of the game. Good God, that's a fed silence.
Yeah, the Sylas is fed, but the top side didn't look as good. Interestingly enough, Tent is looking to go crit Sylas, Diego, which hasn't been the build for a while.
Crit Silas, that would be that's a wild one.
Oh, knowing Bramsh.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, force the flash though out of Craft and out of mana, but it's not going to mean much there.
Yeah, Craft will have to reset, but he's been getting a bit bullied by Kiss. I mean, it's definitely Bramsh has been helping a lot.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you keeping in mind the amount of attention that's been brought mid lane, the fact that Craft's been able to keep up with it about 6-7 CS, it's actually quite impressive, I'd say. But see now is Shaper looking to just one-shot Wolf is a level up on that one. Has to quick this activated, flashes forward. Oh my goodness, you're within 3 people, Shaper. You're a mad lad. but can you even get out of this one? You might have bitten off more than you can chew as CBC Craft looking to see if they can secure the cover themselves. Grabs a shockwave, Tiger Drag misses, but it does not matter. Aphelios will get the shutdown gold. That is absolutely huge. Levity finally getting themselves some gold on the board, and now is actually heading gold over Wellesley as the Cloud Jake will spawn in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, Bram's going a bit too aggressive in there. Things they didn't expect Dignitar to be there, didn't expect Kraft to also roam up from mid lane. And yeah, as you said, shutdown going to Aphelios is definitely very big. Will
Yeah.
put him closer to that mythic, which looks to be the shield bow for Aphelios.
None of 5 does have the Unleashed power available, but unable to get that final Q off and unleash that towards them. I will say, recently, last couple of minutes, it's actually been looking quite good for CPSA. They managed to get this kills top lane. They've caught Bram's run over extension, but now play being made around Dragon. Roccet trying to secure it for themselves. I don't think a contest is going to be possible here from CPSA. They might just have to give it away, and they do so. Oh no, the chains land though. Ignitar. Okay.
Oh, the arrow just misses. Yeah, and it's gonna be an Inferno, so that's definitely one thing that even though Rocket is getting outscaled, that's definitely one thing they can use to their advantage. If they get the Inferno Soul, then the scaling difference might not mean as much.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's only 10 minutes. If they theoretically get both these records in time, they're going to be done by about 21, 22 minutes if they're able to keep those rotations up. And you have to think, are CPSA's comp going to be hitting all their item points at 20, 21 minutes? Right now, I'm a little bit worried for that kind of timer. I think that's a bit too soon.
Yeah, definitely. And we can see that.
Oh, here we go. The Cyclone, the Flag and Drag, the flash out from Rock, but you're going to get trapped in the Cataclysm. No way out for you. Using the subjugate though to survive for that little bit longer. The teleport comes in from 905. Fantastic scatter of the week there. Gets the unleashed power. Can they secure the kill for themselves? Both Bombers also here, ripping apart this team fight. Persona flashing forward towards 905. Sees them on low health, but is able to get shut down there by Bugly. Double kill. And while play that initially looked very good for CPSA, Rock able to survive for just long enough with that subjugate and the teleport to the Romans came through, and oh no.
Yeah, really well played by Rock, surviving so long to get the reinforcements there, and also well played by Tent, taking over the Jarvan and saving 905
Yeah,
from
that
the
flag and
Wukong.
drag was absolutely huge. Have to agree with you on that one. Keep in mind also the Rift Herald that Ignitar picked up. It's going to run out very, very soon. He's going to need to use it stat if he wants to make any use out of it.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna drop it mid lane. Also, let's remember that he has to do it because the plates will drop, so it's not gonna be as much value. But yeah, it looks like he's dropping in mid lane, so it will be at least 2 plates for both him and Kraft.
It will be Bugby Bomber and Nano 5 on their way, though, trying to turn this into a 2v2, so they will just grab the plate and say goodbye.
Yeah, some value for the Oriana, which is definitely needed. Oriana is one of the key components of their composition, so they want to keep it ahead. And a little bit of a freeze in the bot lane. Levity trying to get an advantage in the farm.
Yeah, you'll get the CS advantage here. The issue is you also give priority over to LZ and Shaper, and I think Shaper's going to make very good use of that priority right now and just go somewhere else, as we see him now already moving towards the mid lane.
Yeah, and one thing you have to notice is the insane difference in the jungle, 95 CS to 54. Yeah,
That's nearly double. That's mad. And we do know Viego is a little bit more power fiber than the Jarvan, for example. He wants to look for more ganks, but even in kill participation, it's not that big of a difference. As now Kraft gets the shockwave off there, looking to make the combo happen to 905. Cataclysm goes in, 905 will go down, but the numbers are there again for Rocket. They're going to jump and even out that kill there. And it feels like every time that CPSA gets something, Rocket are always there to equalize, and they're starting to feel like that they can't really make anything happen. The issue with this here is that Rocket objected to Snowball here, and the last couple minutes, again, it's just stayed that same amount of gold. It's been a 3k difference, which is very big, but it's stayed the same.
yeah. So as I said, probably they will looking to get the advantage through the dragons. They already have 2, so yeah. And it's 1 minute 20 to the next one, and we already see the mythics coming in from Rock, coming in from Tent, coming in from Not quite yet from Branch and Wellesley or 905, but yeah, they're probably a little bit stronger considering they're champions at this point.
Yep, and the backs are off, and it looks like the Mythic has been purchased for Shaper, but not for Wellesley, which is important because you keep in mind the Immortal Shore has been purchased for Levity, so that might be the way out for CPSA if they choose to take this fight. However, keep in mind, Dragon's up in 40 seconds. Both of them are 905, still looking to get that top lane tower. It will be first turret, so it will be a lot of gold towards them, but they've sacrificed a little bit of priority around this dragon. It's going to mean that the push comes through from Levity. It's going to mean they can move to the river and they can secure some vision control.
Yeah, Rock focusing on the towers
Oh, the
instead of.
second does come out here. Shaper looking for the play. He gets interrupted at the flag attack as well. Shaper is just down before he could use the W, and now Buddy Bubba looking to jump onto Kraft. Can he make the kill happen? Looking for it, but Kraft's able to just get out there. Buddy Bubba does eventually get the kill with the burn. Now Persona, God, the help was so low. I thought I was going to win, but Levity's here to finish off the fight, and it's actually a big win for CPSA 3-4-1 there. Levity, I have to say, coming in strong at the end there, but fantastic play from Iklatar just to lock down Shaper before he can get off any of his abilities. And because of that, they're going to get themselves to Symphony Drake. They're going to delay that soul point. And if I'm looking to see if they can make anything happen here, I don't know if they're going to be able to. The vision is also put out. Looks like they're getting a little bit pincered on both sides by two squishy carries. They have to jump on one of them. Oh! 1 HP left on that smite. You have to that's unfortunate, but 905 has been just done by the Cataclysm. The Unleashed Power does come through. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Now Iglestar looking to trace down Shaper, but not sure that's the best decision. They are going to back off. And overall, great turn of events for CPSA. They get a positive trade in the mid lane. They're able to secure themselves the dragon. They've got an extra 1k in the bank now, but they might be overstaying their welcome. They're not letting me have a moment to speak. Looking to jump here. Here comes Shaper as well. Uses the Cataclysm against Levity. Levity trapped in this hole, but is able to survive. Oh my god, he's so thin already. What the hell? Ignazar looking to save us as well, and that is a 3 for nothing actually. I can't do maths. It is crazy in this game. They secured the first hour. Oh my
Yeah,
god, CPSA, you guys are monsters.
there's a lot to unpack there, but yeah, Rock a bit too over aggressive without the numbers. They fought at 3v5, I believe, and pay for it dearly with both the Drake and a lot of kills, and then Shaper coming all onto Aphelios and forgets that, yeah, Aphelios with the white gun, you don't really want to go into melee range on that.
Absolutely not. And now, look at them just commanding control of this river. They're going to be securing that second herald for themselves as well. And using this momentum to their advantage, they've nearly equalized the entire game as a pause comes. It wouldn't be a VO game without it.
Yeah,
Discord
good old
issues
pose.
being the reason. But finally, a moment to just let that simmer, let that chill. What has this done for CPSA's chances? Are you still a believer, or has that fell off now?
Yeah, I mean, the Aphelios has gotten 3 kills already. Oriana is farming pretty well. They also caught a lot of assists. So the key champions on the side of CPSA are getting the gold that they need. So this can get a little bit scary in the late game. And yeah, as well, they lost the one Drake, the one Fire Drake, which is really important for the composition from Roccet. They want to snowball the game as much as they can. So losing that Drake gives another 5 minutes to scale for CPSA, which makes the even if they give up the next dragon, the final one, they will definitely be stronger, and they will be able to match the power of Rocket.
Yeah,
Rather.
no. This true is now on Rocket's foot as it has been the whole game. They're going to have to find the creative outplays, those little pockets of vision they can play around and look to make the plays happen so they can continue snowballing this game. But
Oh,
the,
a little bit of a freeze.
yeah, I've had the freeze as well, so I am assuming this is some sort of pause that is come through
Oh,
there.
okay. Yeah, yeah, we're back. We're back.
Who knows? Absolutely mad one.
Yeah, but definitely one thing that Rocket has in their favor are the towers. They are getting the towers. They have gotten all of the outer ring, and the arrow misses. Well, that's a bit unfortunate.
Yep, that crystal arrow. I don't think it's hit anyone in this game. I think maybe one person.
Yeah, I
It's
think
been
he hit one, so that's like a bit unfortunate. I would say he's pulling off a little bit of an honest slip.
It's an unfortunate one, but it's the case when you pick Ash. You've got to rely on hitting that ultimate. Unfortunately, it's one of the main tools of the champion. But unfortunately, sometimes you do miss them. We've all been there. And now, looking at the 19-minute mark, with next Dragons in 2.5 minutes. We do see, though, Roccet will look to make something happen, but the Fang Track doesn't catch them in the blast plant. And it feels like the game has really slowed down here, and I'm worried for Roccet because we talked about how they want to be proactive, create some snowballs. I think that Vast plays almost shocked them a little bit, and now that they're struggling to find those pockets, those big plays, definitely to make things happen for themselves. And the longer this lull goes on, the longer that Levity just gets to hoover up some CS, the scarier this game gets for them.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what happens. I think we might have a little bit of a lull state until the Dragon in neither team really in power to take the Nashor yet. So yeah, it looks like the next fight we'll have will be around the Dragon.
Yeah.
Although if you're CPSA, maybe you even give up.
Oh, Wolf looking for an aggressive play with a quickness. Does get hit by the chains there. And finally, a Crystal Hour hits, but it's not going to do much there. Just swayed the engaged. Very antsy little play there, but nothing's really burned by our few ultimates.
Yeah, just using the ultimates, they will be backup for the Dragon fights. I don't think it's a huge deal yet. Both teams looking for a little bit of a pick, failing to do so. But we can see the vision from the side of CPSA around the Nashor. They have so many red wards on that side.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very hard for Roccet to try and break in there. And it's looking difficult. It is looking difficult. My eyes are on Shaper still because we've seen the kind of players that are at the game. How long does Silas last in this game until they completely fall off the cliff? Is currently what's in my head, and this next fight is going to be so crucial for both teams really. If Rocket's able to secure the next dragon, it means they're still on pace to be able to get that snowball to happen, and they can snowball that into getting more towers, more vision control, and the entire control of the game goes to them. But right now, CPSA, they're the ones who can move about and get vision, not them. And that's meaning that CPSA, they're happy to just sit in this little state. And Roccet need to do something to rock the boat.
Yeah, and we all know they don't have much vision, but and face checking into Jarvan, Wukong, and Drakan and Orianna is really scary. So let's see what they can do. They are dropping the Herald just to get some pressure in the mid lane.
Mm-hmm. We do see Roccet 3 people strong at the bottom of this river, pulling away the dragon. They're looking to force this fight.
Yeah, Roccet is a little bit split here.
Yeah, you have to be worried about that if the engage does come through. Ingletar looking to see if he can make anything happen. Is yet to burn the Flag Drag. Will go down to half health. The Enchanted Crystal Hour does land onto Wolf. The Flag Drag comes out. Ingletar going so low. Flashes out, but will get taken down. Griselda looking for the play on the back line. Is able to get the Cyclone off, but is also caught with tail between their legs. Their team having to run for the hills, getting pincered on both sides. They were separating now. Craft, you've got nowhere to go. Silence with the triple kill. Shape has made it happen again, and you talked about them being split, but it caused that pincer to happen, and the backline got isolated for CPSA, and this means now, and if Eldrake comes through, the snowball continues, and they're back at that 3k goal lead.
Yeah, they hard engage on the Ashe, but Ashe is not the key component of this composition. Like the Ashe dies, but the Ashe did her job. She threw the arrow, she caught the Rakan with it. So yeah, and also
Levity, I don't think you want to take that fight. Flashes away from the ultimate there used by Shaper, but oh my god, you should not be stepping that far forward. That is so scary. Shaper looking for the chains. Is blocked by Ignitar though. Ignitar gets the shutdown. That is absolutely huge. And Shaper once again biting off board and he can chew. You have to say. Oh, and Dudley Bomber also going
in. Away.
Indeed, that is the case. But looking to go back in on Ignitar here. Doesn't have the Fang Check available right now. Is going to go down. The quickness is used, but Wolf, you can't fight that one, my friend. Is also going to go down there. And Roccet sending this game into chaos. Crafty, you got nowhere to go. Even the Shockwave does luckily pull away Bugly. But all of a sudden, that fight going Rocket's way has just allowed them to carry the momentum forward, and you see them fighting for the control in that topside jungle now. Their eyes are going to be set up on maybe making this Baron happen, and you see it, they're starting it already.
Yeah, that's a lot of DPS from Ash and the Viego. Yeah, what I wanted to say about the Dragon fight, they went for the Ash, both Ignutar and Basilda, but Ash is not necessarily the champion you are worried about. You need to get rid of the Silas, you need to get rid of this Trundle, you need to get rid of this Viego. And
Mhm.
Ash, she has a shield bow, so she survived a long time, and they use a lot just to get the Ash, which is not the champion that you have to focus on. Not yet, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I think you should be focusing a little bit more on protecting your backline. There's something I pointed out in Champstead that I was a little bit worried about. There isn't much peel for the side of CPSA. So if people are able to get on top of Levity, can anyone really stop them? I mean, you've got a lot of CC on your hands, I suppose, but you'd have to keep some people behind. And right now, they're sending a lot of people to dive who are getting caught on their own, and it feels like there is that little bit of a split happening, which I'm a
Yeah,
little bit concerned about.
I think if CPSA plays the fights more of a front to back fashion, just
Mhm.
protecting their backline, they can win the fights, but they are failing to do so at the moment. And both Kraft and Levity are getting left alone while their back and their front line is not doing enough damage. And even if they assassinate someone, as we have so in the Dragon fight, they assassinate the Ash, but like Ash is not the main source of damage. The
Yeah,
Ash dies, but it doesn't really matter.
I mean, you have to say you know how much damage the Fabulous can do if they're able to stay safe and protected for a fight. It's just making that magical team fight happen, and we'll see if they're going to be able to do so. Now, this is a bit scary because in 2 minutes, the Infernal Soul point is up. And Rocket right now, with this Paramouth, are going to be able to push in and take complete control of both jungles. They're going to be able to shove in the waves, get down the towers, and because of that, how in the hell did CPSA possibly look to contest this Dragon Soul? Or are they just supposed to let it go as Cleanse forced out from Levity. The dive coming through. Berkeley is able to get this off. There is nowhere around to protect Levity. He's on his own. Berkeley Bobber able to secure the kill. Will the die give the shutdown
Aphelios,
over?
shut down Aphelios. But yeah, a bit of an over aggression, but I guess they get the mid and the top tower for this, so
They're getting a bit
I
of the top
guess
tower.
Wagley
They got
goes
it was a
working all
shutdown
that.
as well, I believe, on Levity. Oh, was it? I'm not too sure. I think it was.
What is, I think both were shutdowns actually.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they were. Yeah. um, but it will mean that now you look at the timer. It's a minute left. The Fabulous is going to have to spawn and rush over as Shaper maybe stepping the bow position, but the Flagon Jug does miss in the end. 905 just able to free hit on this top tower for a little bit as these Baron minions just doing so much damage. Now Rock on the bot side as well, splitting the focus of CPSA, forcing them back into their base. And now you think I'm keeping my eyes on the training timer. 45 seconds now. Cyclone is being used. Rock looking to run away. Can he do so? He's in the Baron minions and Persona. You've been subjugated and down. Rock is an absolute monster now. Levity. You're on your own again. And Rock chomps him down for a double kill. There goes the top inhibitor. And 28 seconds until Dragon Soul. Buckley's already in that river, and the minions are marching on into CPSA's base. These last 5 minutes have been a disaster for them, and now with the Crystal Arrow landing, they get another kill. Ignitar now stuck over by himself. Rock also looks to make this happen. Quickness was used to delay, but will it be enough? Oh, the chains just miss. And it will be a bottom inhibitor going down as well. And the mid looks to be cracking as well. The base is just crumbling here for CPSA. A Rocket even going to look for the end here?
I'm not sure if they're gonna be looking for the end. We see some pings on the
Yeah, they see the
dragon, but
dragon now.
it's 3 inhibitors, so double supers wave uh, every wave. So that's gonna be a bit hard, and I think Rocket will be soon looking to finish the game. Yeah, since the dragon fight, it has been a complete control from Rocket.
Yeah,
Ignut are looking to sneak in for the steal, but I don't think he can do it.
Pink Panther music is playing, but Wellesley gonna look to see if it's secure. Oh, so is able to secure the kill onto the Ash at least, but oh wait, is he actually gonna be able to get away from this with the fire check as well? No,
I don't
Shaper's
think
fast.
so.
Shaper is very,
Yeah,
very
he
fast.
also
This
hurts
is
the quickness.
I think at least wasting some time here though. But by the moment able to secure the kill. And just as they get the Infernal Soul, I have to point out it's a minute and a half till Baron spawns. It feels like the objective is just spawning, and there's nothing that CPSA can really do now because now they're just trapped in the base.
Yeah, and double super minion waves. That's really hard to contest anything when you have those. If you leave your base, your Nexus towers will just die from the amount of minions. But yeah, Rock is looking to finish on this push, even though they are in a little bit of a disadvantage. I guess it's a 4v4, so and Wellesley just responds, so they are looking to escort the minions into the towers and finish the game quickly.
Yeah, you just see the chip damage already being done to those Nexus towers. It's it feels like only a matter of time as all 5 members of CPSA scramble to destroy these minions, but now it's a 48-second wait till Baron, and it is just it's not looking great. I think my question to you now is looking towards the next game, bar a miracle steal. What do you feel has to change here for CPSA?
I think playing safer in the early game, they went for a lot of plays that they didn't need to, and it turned on its head. Ignitar, I think, was a bit over aggressive, and they have to. I guess if they have someone like Brahms, they have to respect it. Sometimes give in a little bit, because like give some resources, give them the jungle camp or two.
Oh, that's
Oh,
just
and it's a death
naughty.
push from Rocket.
Oh, they know that they have to come and face check the Baron, so they're just gonna sit in this bush and they're gonna wait as Bugby pulling the trigger in the mid lane, looking to bring down Ignitar. Can he do so? Forces the Dragon Drag. That's it. And now it feels like they are just going to go towards that Baron, forcing the jungler away, and now meaning that if CPSA want to save this game, then they're gonna have to pull off some sort of miracle steal here. Can they do so? It
Yeah, I
doesn't like
don't
doesn't.
think they will even look for it, and Shaper is on the mission to find Ignitar, I guess, or maybe just steal some jungle camps. Who knows what the hell the guy is doing at this
uh,
point.
Yeah, there goes the Baron, the second Baron of the game now, and those double supers still marching on into the base. And yeah, just you see all 5 members of Team Rocket marching down the mid lane. They want to end this game now. They don't want to give this Felios any more time to scale. Question is, can they make the fight happen with the Baron buff? Levity is on 3 items, could be the savior for them. He just has to stay as safe as possible. Now, Engage just seems to be having an angle tab, but was able to walk out. But look at those Baroned up super minions. They're going to destroy your base if you don't engage right now. But they're going very, very really fast. Gets the shutdown onto 905. And there we go again. Levity is absolutely popping off. What a disgusting champion. And they're able to save the game.
Yeah, Rocket just overreaching. I feel like they could have just pushed with the minions, pushed with the Baron minions, and don't even go for the fight. But I think Kiss has overreached a little bit, got really chunked, and that gave CPSA the engage. I think it's still Rocket favorite because it's still the inhibitors will be out for a while, and they only have one Nexus tower left, and the one Nexus tower is not very high on health. But yeah, CPSA are staying alive, and these Aphelios gets to 4 items. That's really scary.
Yeah,
If they can get to, if they can fight for an Elder Drake, that might be really, really scary for Rocket.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here is that the top inhibitor has respawned now. I believe the bottom and mid are soon to follow. If they're able to get these lanes pushed out, if they're able to regain some sort of foothold on the map, there's an Elder Drake in a minute and 50 seconds. They might be able to look for something. The issue is, if they all go to Elder Drake, I would not put it past Rocket to just be like, all right, we'll just walk to your base and end, because they can do so very easily. There's only one Nexus tower left. It's very fragile. All they have to do is destroy one inhib. And
yeah, but the inhibs will all be responding about now because I believe they took it in a very quick succession, one after the other. But yeah, we'll see what Rocket is trying to do now. It might be hard to take these inhibitors at this point, I think, because like as we said, the Aphelios is really, really strong.
Yeah. It's 4 items strong now. That is not something you want to mess around with, but they definitely have the tools to try and get to that. But see, we've seen it happen before, but we'll see how well CPSA can play the next fight. A minute left. Can they look for some sort of contest? Rock is going to create some pressure in this top side, try and draw some attention away from that bot side jungle and to allow Rocket to keep that control.
Yeah, let's see what Rocket can do. Case is really overextended.
What are you doing there? You have no team members around. You're going to be forced to flash out. And now, though, fantastic little Crystal Arrow there. Shutdown going over onto Kraft, and there Shaper also making this happen. There is absolute chaos happening for Soda. Can't make the dive happen. Levity left on their own. Shaper looking for the shutdown, gets the shutdown. That's the end of the game there. Overzealous.
Yeah.
By CPSA, and that's going to mean that Roccet are able to secure the victory for themselves.
Just an elaborate bait from Kiz.
Yeah.
Getting them to engage, and then Wellesley catches Kraft with the arrow. Kraft gets one shot. The shockwave, I think, went through, but yeah, again, the fight got scrappy, and Roccet has pulled out the win.
Yeah. Wow. I will say that game definitely pleased me. I was looking for a bloodbath, and I definitely got it. My throat is not pleased, so we will take a quick break. But we will be right back for game 2. Thanks a lot.
Yep. See you in a bit.
Right, hello, and welcome back, everyone. It's been 10 minutes and a noise delay later, but we are back for game two of your best of five here, Team Rocket, but able to take game one. I wouldn't say in a deciding fashion. There were a few moments like we suspected that could have possibly been a loss on the cards, but they were able to
Yeah,
cause such chaos. And CPSA, whilst there were a few moments they looked like they might have had it, they ultimately, whenever Rocket had control, it looked unstoppable.
yeah, definitely. And also, whenever the game descended into scrappy, chaotic fights, Rocket had a lot of advantage because CPSA's comp was a little bit more of a standard composition, so they wanted to fight a bit of more front to back, and Rocket was just like, nah, we're
Nope.
not doing that. We're just fighting on or on our own terms. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we absolutely will. Any draft changes you were expecting to see here, or same old, same old?
Yeah, indeed. Let's think about it. The draft starts. I'm not exactly sure what. Uh, I don't think it was maybe a comp issue. It was more like gameplay issue from side of CPSA. I think their comp was really solid, but just they played into Rocket's hand. They handshook on a lot of plays. They didn't respect the silos and just let Bramsh get away with whatever he wanted to do. So yeah, I think just play better.
Just play better. I mean, you cannot argue. You cannot argue with that at all. No one
Yeah,
noticed that
it's
weirdly the Pike hasn't been banned yet. Are they just basically the order for memes, or
yeah. I think they'll still buy the pike, or
yeah,
I don't know if you.
yeah,
Yeah, but here's
yeah.
the pike.
Cool. Just checking, just checking. So I noticed it wasn't banned. It was banned first last time. It wasn't banned this time, but so good, so good. It's okay. There will be no murder on the Rift today.
Yeah, but as you said before, like you have to survive the onslaught, and they didn't survive the onslaught. So
Yeah. So we'll see if they're able to in this game too. I think there are some specific picks that could be a little bit better. In my opinion, I think picking a more peel heavy support or jungler, or because a lot of their competition was about going forward, and not a lot of it was actually about protecting the AD carry and the mid laner, which was a
and
little bit
the
of a worry for me.
Silas is out. The Silas is out, so they are
Silas is
not
gone.
letting it go through. And here's the Ezreal. So the Levit is most played. I assume it will be locked in.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine. So I mean, looking at the stats here, that is, yep, 106 games, 60% win rate, 3.59 average KDA. It's not too shabby. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
also
well,
definitely one champion that can escape from the slaughter of rockets.
yeah, it's a lot harder to get a hold of an Ezreal than it is an Aphelios, so 100%. Obviously, the Arcane Shift being massive in getting out of a lot of scenarios. But this time we have that through the misfortune in exchange for that Silas. And it looks like we're going to see that also locked in for Wellesley.
Yeah, so this is Wells's favorite getting locked in. So I think the bot lane should have pressure for Rocket. Definitely has the push. And oh no, is this the famous Bram Shaco support?
Oh my god, this is Shaco support. Oh, this is what
Yeah,
this is.
like it's a hover still. It's a hover. Let's hope.
Oh,
Never mind, it's not a hover.
oh no! I'll have you know, I banned Shaco specifically in my ranked games because of how obnoxious the champion is, and now I'm about to see one unfold on my screens during a VL game. Oh my goodness, this is going to be an absolute nightmare. Which I
Yeah,
suppose is apt considering Shaco's whole lore. Wait.
yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what the lore is. I think it's just he's like a reanimated doll thing.
I am not very familiar, but also like if you haven't played versus Shaco support much, it can be a really annoying champion. And a hard engage support into Shaco support, from what I know, is pretty bad
Yeah,
because you go in, you just get feared. He puts up a box on top of you, and it's pretty hard to get on top of the AD carry. But we will see if it's a maybe it's a Bagley champion, but I'm 90% sure it's a Shaper champion. And we see a Cho'Gath, which is Iktutar's main. And let's see if it's a Shogat jungle or it's a Shogat top. And Irelia for Kiss as well. I think it's a Kiss champion. He has played it, I believe, last week, or maybe it was
Yeah,
Tuesday out. Yeah,
yeah.
but he played it.
To keep him with Ignitar, to put in perspective that Shogath pick, I remember playing against it, I think it was about 2 years ago. And it took over the entire game. That was when they were playing mid lane. But very much a pick to be feared, Ignitar's pocket pick. So we'll
Yeah.
see if Ignitar can make it work. But I am initially worried that you are correct in that engage support's not good into Shaco. Shaco has the boxes, can teleport behind you. It's a whole mess. So it's going to be a
Yeah.
difficult one to nail down. They're running though a very nice, proactive, aggressive pick, and it looks like again it is Team Rocket setting themselves up here to cause as much chaos as possible.
Yep. So they're bread and butter. The Irelia also a pretty strong pick. Currently has been nerfed a little bit. The one thing that we all love. So Irelia getting back to full HP by queuing the wave a couple times is
Oh,
not gonna be so prevalent, but she's still a really strong champion.
oh yeah, absolutely. And there is technically still the opportunity of a fact, though. We do imagine it's going to go into 905's hands. We're still really looking here. I imagine they're going to go for. I don't know if they're going to go for jungler and make the flex the Aurelia, or look in like top lane here and then make it a flex with the Shaker. Oh, it does look like they're going to lock in that Camille and the Shaker's going to be the flex pick here. Oh, wait.
They,
Wait. No, I've been baited. That's a Blitzcrank. That's going support, right? Right.
yeah, so I guess it's a Shaco jungle. Okay. I did not
Shaker.
expect this one.
Cho'Gath into Shaco jungle. Now, I'm gonna level. I have never seen that matchup before. I have no idea how it's gonna go. My
Like,
gut instinct says Cho'Gath wins out, but that's just because Shaco doesn't like tanks.
I'm just getting permanently debated by rockets.
Yeah, no one. If it's proof that how scary it is to draft against these guys, not even we know what's happening, and we're just sat casting it. So the poor people trying to decide what to pick, like it must be another world of pain. But see the Carly being locked in, that will probably go over to Craft, one of their favorite picks, and it's like the Gwen maybe will be the pick. Blind the top lane. Wait,
No,
no,
it's
Mundo.
gonna be the Mundo, but
Mundo.
it's a lot of magic damage from the side of Rocket, so I'm not sure. But on the other hand, a rock on the side of CPSA, sorry, and a lot of, but not a lot of tankiness on the side of Rocket. So we'll see what they finish up their composition with.
Yeah, we absolutely will. It's a very, very big, strong frontline kind of game now for CPSA. I think this is a lot more about peeling now than engaging. And the Rumble going to be the last pick surprises me. I was expecting something a little bit more beefy because, as you said, there's a lot of AP damage over on the side of CPSA. If Rocket just pick a tank here and start building magic resist, the only person who's going to be able to do anything to them is Levity. Then again, I guess if you're going to rely on anyone to do something, it will be Levity, right?
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I have no idea what to think of the comps. Like a little bit of an interesting matchup in the mid lane, both melee divers on the side of both Craft and Kiss. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about Shaco. Like I despise this champion. I will
Yeah.
not. I refuse to play it myself. So yeah, and like Shaco is definitely the one champion that is so-called one-trick champion. I would say like
Oh yeah.
it's mostly played by one tricks. So we will see. But I had a pleasure of playing versus Shaper Blitzcrank. I think I was playing with Spike Spiegel. Shout out to Spike. And
Spike.
I think it was a scrim, and I think he forced two flashes level one from both me and Spike. And yeah,
Oh.
so that was a bit painful. I am having a little bit of a PTSD here.
Yeah, I feel like any hook champ that Shaco is able to get their hands on is a scary prospect. The Shaco is definitely a massive question mark. For what I know of Shaco, is going to be one obnoxious game. And the biggest thing I look at is I think that mid lane matchup, as he talked about, quite snowbally, right? It's these two melee divers. It's going to be just face firsts, nah, waving hands, just actually drama in the mid lane. And I'm now looking at the junglers and I'm thinking, okay, which jungler could impact that more? And Cho'Gath, great telegraphed ganks, I'll have to say. The only thing he can really do is try that Q and hope it hits. Whereas Shaco able to teleport in kind of unseen. If you go and dive in and then a Shaco box hits you or it just pops out of nowhere, then all of a sudden you get caught, your tail between your legs, you're dead, and Shaco's one and done you. So I'm actually quite worried about this 2v2 mid jungle, especially considering with a Blitzcrank. There's probably some nutty like cheese they have if you can hook someone into a box or something. That just sounds ridiculous, but I wouldn't put it
Yeah,
past them.
definitely. Yeah, also one thing again in the late game, I'm not sure if it's gonna be an AP or AD Shaco. AP Shaco is definitely a bit better into tanks with Leandris.
Mhm.
But if it's an AD Shaco, like full on assassin Shaco, I think he might have a hard time doing anything in the later stages of the game because Ezreal, it's probably the hardest AD carry to assassinate. Akali also has a shroud, pops into the shroud, has a lot of mobility, and you're not assassinating Leona, Cho'Gath, or Mundo. So yeah, we'll see what Bugley chooses to build on the Shaco.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I mean, what about this top lane matchup? Rumble to Mundo. Is that going to be a snooze fest? I'm guessing it's going to be a snooze fest because there's Mundo involved.
yeah, it's definitely like Rumble should have the push in the matchup. But at some point, Mundo can just ignore the Rumble's damage. I feel like uh,
Yeah.
bot lane should should have push on the misfortune, but if you mess up and hook the Leona, it can be really scary for the misfortune. Uh, Also, pretty hard to pull off a bullet time versus Leona because you start bullet time, she just solar flares you. So yeah, pretty. You don't want to stand still versus a Leona. So we will see how well he does it. But yeah, I think again, Rocket wants to snowball. Their team fight can be a little bit of scare with all the AoE damage they have with the equalizer and the bullet time, as well as the Vanguard's edge from Irelia dashing around. So yeah, it can get scary, but I think Ezreal should be able to just jump out of it and levitate. I think can literally 1v9 this game if he gets going. So we will see how it goes.
So is that inking towards Faith and Levity 1v9? Here we go. All aboard the KDA train. Is that what you're expecting to see out this game?
Yeah, that's what I expect to see, but I have expected to see it previous game, so I don't know. We'll see.
Who knows? I mean, to be fair, it is Team Rocket. Anything can happen in this game, and God, there's a
And one
Shaco.
thing to note, the Shaco has Hail of Blades, so it looks like an AD Shaco. Well,
Wow,
I'm sorry.
that
It's gonna be an
surprises
AD
me.
Shaco, yeah.
It, but the thing is that this game it's going to be so hard to assassinate anybody. I've got that in my head right now because it's three frontliners and a Kali and an Ezreal, and I'm thinking if that's an AD Shaco, how?
I
I
guess just going full for early game, just looking to keep everyone as behind as he can. That's my guess, but we will see what Tent can achieve on the champion. I'm definitely interested to see it.
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we're in unknown areas, the best thing to do is just let it all play out and see what happens. And we are going to pause at the 10-second marker to get the synchronization all sorted, as I have done so now.
Yeah, same.
And there we go. We are on the Rift again. Game 2. What the hell is this Shaco going to do? That's the question on my head. I'm assuming it's the question on his head. And we're about to find out as both teams look to be funneling onto one side of the map per team.
Yeah, they're looking for an invite with Blitzcrank, and what you do versus an invite with Blitzcrank, you just stack as 5 and try to win it level 1. I'm not sure if Shaco really wants to invade with, because usually Shaco just sets up his boxes level 1, so he can clear, like, I believe 2 or 3 camps at once. I think he's gonna go for the red start, so he's gonna be doing both the
Oh,
chickens and the red buff at the same time.
nice. But we do see a bit of a bold play here, but they think the invades happen topside, and so they're going to actually invade themselves. CPSA, they're going onto the bottom here, got some wards down. Not going to look to secure the buff, but we'll get some key information. They know they're topside now.
Yeah, getting some early information about Shaco is something you really want to have. so he can't just pop into your lane with the invisibility. So let's see what happens. Okay, and it's gonna be the double camp clear from tent, as you
Yeah,
can see now, taking both camps at the same time.
yeah, it's quite an efficient start there for Shaco. I'm interested to. I just want to know where he's going to get. Like for me, I'm expecting a lot of focus around this mid lane for Buckley. I think there's going to be a lot of teleporting in, kind of shenanigans there, and because it's the most snowbally lane as well, it's a lot easier to get that kind of going, especially if Shaper's unlocked to move around the map.
Yeah, two melee assassins duking it out in the mid lane, and we'll see who gets the better of it. I've played with Craft. I know he's a Kali. It can be a little bit of a hit or miss. Oh, the
Oh,
hook
Levity.
lands!
Levity gets hooked, is going to have to heal out of it. That's still going to be a heal burn, but still good to get that summoner out just for using a hook. You cannot complain about that.
Yeah, it's a heal, and it's gonna be a
Oh,
earlier level
level 2,
too.
yep. Gonna look for the hook. Wolf protecting his AD carry, but it's gonna get pulled in by himself now. And it's quite he flashes forward, but you're fighting a level down. That's not a good idea, Wolf. And gonna be tucked down. And first blood going over to Wellesley. Every single summoner in that bot lane burnt on both sides, bar Levity's flash. But the first blood going over to Misfortune. That is big.
Yeah, and where's he getting a lot of value from the cleanse? Cleanse is both the ignite and the stun at the same time, which is really nice, I guess. Wolf kinda pressing all his buttons at the same time, which is maybe not what you want to do. But yeah, good job, Shaper. Good job, Wesley.
Yeah, very, very nice. And that's going to set up the spot lane for success. And if it's like that, Shape is going to do what Shape is going to do, and I imagine we'll be vacating the lane as soon as they get Moby, so maybe even earlier.
Yeah, and that's always something you gotta be scared when you're playing versus Shaper.
Absolutely. Every other lane, though, seems quite even. Shaco is now taking that bot side scuttle, and it looks like Ignitar setting themselves up to top side scuttle for themselves as well. So, split map here, and do you see Bugley moving into this bottom side jungle? Isn't going to be able to find anything there.
Yeah, Knut are going for the full bot side clear into blue and the scuttle. So, but Bagley is still one camp ahead, I believe, in the tempo. So yeah,
Look,
and Ignitar will just get some vision on the side, or maybe looking for a
oh,
top lane
look,
gank.
could look for a gank. Keep in mind, avoiding that ward that's down there in the river, and Rock might realize they're out of position here, forces the flash out with that Q. Fantastic little play there from Ignitar, looking to reply from what happened bot side to reclaim the top side.
Yeah, and he has the Predator, so his ganks are definitely much stronger. Rock quite overextended. The lane is pushing to him, so he could have just been chilling, but he decided to play a bit aggressive and plays for it with his flash.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that vision plan actually was able to spot out Bugsy there or not, but right now, Kraft holding his own in that mid lane very, very nicely, it looks like. And surprisingly, no action from either jungler towards that. However, I imagine this dragon that's spawning in 20 seconds might mean that some action is caused, especially as we see Shaper up to his old tricks. He's in the enemy jungle and he's plonking down some wards.
Yeah, and the bot side is warded very heavily uh, by rockets, so Ignotar will get spotted whenever he walks, take his bot lane camps.
Yeah, absolutely. The good news is Levity has a little bit of a CS advantage, but that's probably due to the fact they haven't backed yet, and that's going to get evened up. The river control, though, surprisingly, despite the fact that that ward came down from Shaper, it's actually gone the way of CPSA right now. However, I imagine with the bot lane push, I'll be able to rotate back in. It looks like it is CPSA just trying to chill out again, not move for any big plays, and this time we're not seeing any of those like Java and flag and drags trying to make something happen early. It does just look like they're trying to really mellow out this early game.
Yeah, just chilling, and we see like Mundo has gotten a reset, so he can pretty much ignore the rumble for now, giving the. I believe he will go to into his mythic and then look for the Anathema's chains, which is the standard Mundo build. Although he might look for a Spirit Visage as well, considering his versus a rumble.
Very much could definitely. The healing boost is not something you can complain about either. If that's still on the minus, I have not been keeping up. But it does. Looking for a gank on this bot side, but Misses the Q again, whilst using the speed of his fortune to their advantage. And now Bugly also moving down to this bot side. It's looking quite tense here. Something could very much happen as the push has been achieved bot lane. Bugly looking for a play on Ignitar, is looking for some cheese, gets the box down, gets the fear. Shaper looking to see if they can land the hook. Ignitar running towards the mid lane. The Ignite goes down as well. Craft
That's a
jumps
perfect execution
in.
from Akali.
Yeah, there we go. The flash forward, and 905 is going to secure the kill for themselves there. This is just a nice
And that's
another
really
kill.
big. It's gonna be a Drake.
Yeah, that's a kill, a Drake. They were forced to burn TV for it, unfortunately, but yeah, Ignitar just oversteps a little bit, doesn't respect the fact that Shaker could be on the bot side of the map and setting up boxes, and all of a sudden you're left as a Shogaf, and because you don't have mobility or really that much tankiness in the early game, just a sitting duck really there. And now, yeah, that first dragon going to go over to Roccet, and once again, a nice little snowball starting here, and it's less chaotic, but it's definitely going Rocket's way still.
Yeah, but we can see also how annoying the Shaker can be. Just pops from invisibility. You have a box in, like right next to you, and it's just so hard to escape as Ignitor.
Oh,
Also, the kill went to Irelia, so that's like one thing you don't want to see either.
oh yeah. We talked about how important that mid lane matchup is, that it's going to be a very snowbally one. For already to get that kill advantage, it is now going to back cash in on a good 1k gold in their inventory, and Craft's not going to be enjoying that, what I'm imagining.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a bit harder for Crafts because we see Kiss going for
Oh,
some.
Wolf looking for a play here. Guess his Zenith blade. Looking to burn down Shaker. Ignitar also here lands the Q. Levity forced to flash out of that one. They're not going to be able to secure any kills. Fortunately, there, the True Step Barrage does miss. And nothing's
It's
able
a
to cover.
flash for flash AD carry for support, so you definitely take it when if you're a shaper. What I wanted to say is, oh yeah, Irela's going for the Wit's End, so that's gonna be a little bit harder for
Oh,
the hard to
Levity goes straight forward, ends up dying. I'm
Yeah,
very
huge
surprised at
mistakes
that
from
play
the
there.
Ezreal.
Wolf flashing forward, trying to get the kill onto Wells. He goes under the tower. Ignite is able to get it, but will die in the process. Makes it a 1 for 2.
Yeah. Wellesley keeps his cleanse alive, doesn't maybe know that you can cleanse the Ignite. So he could have survived it, but yeah, it's a 2-for-1 trade still, so it's worth anyway.
Absolutely. Ignitar looking to something mid, and Bugby Raider is pulling the other side of the map, but that top side river control going over to Roccet just as that Rift Herald has spawned, and yeah, I think something might happen over there soon if they choose to really want to force anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna pan over for a second. Yeah, that Rift Herald is being took down by Bugly as we speak, so it's gonna be a nice secure for them, another objective, and Ignitar not really in the position to even contest it.
Yeah, and so Buckley is doing what he's supposed to do on this early game champion. Oh, he's not actually
What?
gonna be doing it.
Did he
He's
reset
resetting.
it? He was definitely doing it. It was at half health. It must
Yeah,
have
he
reset.
has 900 gold, so he's maybe looking for a reset. But yeah, that means Ignitar gets a free scuttle. He's been behind a bit in this game, so he's really happy to be able to get some of the neutral objectives
Yeah,
on his
definitely.
side.
Yeah, top lane. A bit of a serious fest as we kind of expected. Ignitar maybe looking to make something happen here, but unable to force it. And just going to be, again, back to farming, back to chilling. And whilst Rocket have got themselves a nice advantage here, 1.5k, Dragon can't really complain about how they've been playing. They've been a lot more slow and measured compared to last game, where I think at this point would have had about double the kills.
A really nice try from Kiss, but doesn't quite get the stun. Yeah, but I think their comp can still fight definitely in the later stages of the game with the team fight ultimates. Oh,
Oh,
we
and there we go.
see.
We do see that the maximum dosage was popped there. Rock trying to use the equalizer there to chunk down his opposition, but does get knocked up as well. This is looking a little bit dire. Does flash away. Can they walk out, actually? They do spot the fact that 905 is walking up, and they're going to have to walk away from the play. Rock's able to get out of it with his life. Fortunately, this is a flash for it, but that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it definitely could have been a lot worse. I think Rock
Oh, and then we
might.
got the Zenith goes
Oh,
in, but Bugley is also down there. Wolf is going very, very aggressive here. Is able to take them both down to super low health in the bot lane. Can he secure a kill for himself? No, he can't. It was so
Oh,
close.
this is just so tragic.
But yeah, that is an absolute tragedy. You go for the play, you see it, you need to get the kills, and then of course the jungler pops out of invisibility next to your AD carry. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, and that's just the magic of Shaco.
Yeah.
Pops out whenever you don't expect him, whenever you go for something. Oh, here's a Shaco.
And this is why I ban him. But yeah, at least the Rift Herald is going to be able to be secured knowing that Shaco was on the bot side of the map. So hopefully Ignatine's going to be able to use it this time to get a little bit more in the kill plates. But we'll see if that's able to happen as the Ocean Drake is spawning in 26 seconds.
Oh, but Wolf is getting caught.
Oh, that hook. That is a bit disastrous. And Wolf, again, out of position. I have to say, he's been a bit overzealous on a lot of plays, at least in this game. And that's now going to cost him the dragon.
Yeah, and again, Rocket snowballing. They uh, CPSA going for the Rift Herald, got the Rift Herald, lost a bit of tempo. Rocket goes to the bot side jungle, gets the Drake, gets a pick on the enemy support end. I don't think anyone can contest it. 905 is looking for a pick, but no one will walk in, so that's just a free Drake. But Mundo will get some plates on the top side. Oh,
Ignatine has been caught out of position again, trying to do his red buff in peace, but will not be allowed to do so. 905 and Bugly chasing down. The flash has been burnt. Ignatine gets out on the tiniest of margins, and Kraft able to secure a kill onto Bugly. And they do lose the dragon, but it's a small victory.
yeah, Iknutar manages to get out by the skin of his teeth, but yeah, it's still an advantage, I think, overall, even though Bugley died, I think, like, they get the red buff, they deny the camps from Iknutar, and they lose one life for it, but I believe they're still in an advantage, and we want to see the snowball, and they are getting the drakes, which
Yeah,
they needed.
absolutely.
And it's gonna be another Infernal Soul, by the way.
Oh man, that is not what you want to see if you are on CPSA. And now Rock looking to get run down here. Can he get out of this one? Does get knocked up. This one, yeah, you're not going to be able to work out of that one. The teleport has come through from Nano 5. Is it too little,
But
too
Bugley is
late?
coming
We'll
as
have to
well.
see. Luckily is also there, but another teleport comes through. It's Teleport City over the top lane. Going to ward them away. Can Craft make anything happen? No, but wards away the attack. And another kill going over to CPSA there. They're starting to make a few plays happen.
Yeah, meanwhile in the bot lane, it's continuous pressure from Rocket bot lane. The Blitzcrank is just doing work, and yeah, that's always scary to play versus a Blitzcrank, I guess, especially Bramsh's Blitzcrank.
Yeah, no, Shaper looking to see if he can get a hook off here. Yep, there we go. That is going to be a lot of damage down, but the camera has flipped to the top side. This is going to be absolutely chaos. I imagine Bugley going very, very low there is looking to walk away. Is able to do so for now. Cracked forced to flash out into the tower. They weren't able to secure the kill. Flashes in. Oh my goodness, 905 is able to secure the kill. And Ignitas also going to go down
Oh,
as
this
well.
tragic craft
That is
misses the perfect execution and gets punished by it, and 2 kills go to the side of Rocket. This Irelia is snowballing out of control. It's a it's gonna be a really scary Irelia with 2 kills, 137 CS in 15 minutes. So yeah,
yeah,
905 looking scary this game.
absolutely. And it's a shame that the abilities miss, but sometimes that happens. And now it's a 2k gold advantage. It's 15 minutes. We've got 2.5 minutes until the next dragon spawns. As I don't think there's really a chance of CPSA being able to possibly contest this. And when this goes down, it's only one more to the Infernal. So keep in mind, last game we had that 5 minute delay. They were able to secure one of the dragons when CPSA actually had control of the game. That probably is not going to happen this game. And because of that, the snowball is going to happen a lot quicker. And that's what makes me a lot more worried for CPSA is that where are they going to be able to find this counterplay? They've tried to make a few plays happen, but it's just looked a little bit fruitless. And the longer this kind of set of plays goes on, and the more the snowball continues, and they keep losing plays, it's going to end worse.
Yeah, definitely. And how long to the 137? So yeah, again, Bramsh has a full control in the bot lane. In the bot lane side of the map, and so they're looking to slowly prepare for the next dragon. Oh, nice stun, but won't really equate too much.
Hmm. And yeah,
So,
it's one thing to note is that Rock's TP is down. I don't know if it's going to be up for the fight. I haven't been able to check. I imagine so. It's been a minute. Yeah, I'll be fine. So both
yeah,
laners will have teleport up. Both laners won't, but that'll be in mid lane. So I imagine it's going to be looking like a little bit of a 5v5 down there if CPSA want to take it. Now, if I'm CPSA, I'll be honest, I'm just saying let's all go top side and get stuff there because I don't think we can possess this dragon. And it's
yeah.
better for us to at least pick up on the other side of the map.
And the
That's
top lane tower is standing on its last legs, and we see what you were talking about.
Mhm.
Ignut are looking for a gank on Rock, but Rock has a word. He's just gonna walk away from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of this now, I'm not exactly sure if CBSA. It looks like they're walking down to maybe try and look for something, but I don't know how they're supposed to get into this river like at all. Just look at the amount of vision the Shaper's been able to score for themselves. Lands
Oh,
the
I
hook on
hope
Ignitar,
lands.
and there goes the bullet time. Ignitar is not getting out of that one. Wellesley gets the third kill of the game for himself, and
Yeah, and it looks like another Drake for Rocket. This
yeah,
Cho'Gath is really not working out, sadly.
yeah, I'm very surprised to see that contest come through. Because obviously, I talked about earlier, I didn't feel like they could, so it would have been better for them to go topside. But they tried to make it happen. They try and sneak away the dragon to get by themselves 5 4 minutes. But unfortunately, the play does not work out. And now 5 minutes left until Soul comes through. True Barrage nowhere near killing that dragon. And it is just it feels really rough here for CPSA. It feels like there aren't many outs for them in this game. I just there's not really a matchup that's winning at all, so it's hard for them to find something to latch onto. Last game it was the top side, but this game that isn't looking so well. The Zenith played whiffs, flash forward onto Wellesley, but Wellesley is just going to dash away. We'll be able to get out of this one. Looks like Rock with the equalizer as well, and the hook comes through. Oh no! Once he gets stopped up, the shutdown, Cho'Gath gets that massive amount of gold and the ultimate stack. And finally, a play goes somewhat in the way of CPSA. They're able to get themselves
Yeah, they lose
a.
Wellesley, but I believe it was a 1-for-1, or am I? Yeah, it
Yeah, it
was.
was, it was a 1 for 1, but the
Oh, yeah,
shutdown, obviously.
yeah, but still the Drake
Yeah.
came to the side of
Oh,
Rocket. Oh,
Shaper coming through. Looks for the silence of the ultimate, is not able to get it, and looks like Levity and his buddy are going to be able to walk away,
and
but
they are
Ignitar.
looking for the poor Cho'Gath again.
Yeah, Ignitar is not going to be looking good here. Craft looking to see if he can also make a play happen, but we'll have to see. Yeah, we got True Step Barrage fires through, dashes
And
out,
Kraft
Burgley
dashes
Bomber.
out.
Actually, this is looking good. Ignitar's able to get a kill, and the front line just marches on, and it's starting. Rocket couldn't really do much about that one, it feels like.
Yeah, sadly, it's again what kind of happened in the previous game. Rocket overreaching at the numbers disadvantage, and CPSA are punishing. And yeah, sadly, the Cho'Gath is getting the kills. So you would want to see it on Ezreal, you would want to see it on Akali, but yeah, let's see what they can do with it. The gold advantage is not that high, and it's gonna be the first tower for
Yeah, that first
CPSA.
tower is actually going to even things up very well. I do have to say, bad side of Cho'Gath getting kills, your carries don't have as much gold. The good side, ultimate stacks, at least. You got those in the bag. So it does look like the gold level has at least been even out. The worry is that I still don't feel like you're going to see CPSA win 5v5 fights for at least another 5 minutes. And the next dragon is up in 2.5 minutes. So I'm looking very good. I mean, look at Leona, doesn't even have that mythic item in that. So it's a real
Yeah,
rough
but
one.
the rest have hit their mythic spikes, so that's kind of nice. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe the fights will be getting harder and harder for Rocket, so they need to keep up the tempo. And like you see, you look at the towers, they haven't really been getting the towers. They have been getting a lot of kills and drakes, but the standing gold is still there, and they need to push their advantage still when
Yeah,
the Shaco and Irelia are strong, because later into the game it will be much harder for them to play.
Absolutely, and the big advantage about keeping a hold of your towers there is that it's so much harder for someone like Shaper to run deep into the jungle because there's so much control in the lanes that are provided by those towers that he has to overextend so hard to get the deep woods he typically likes to get. And thanks to that, it now means that the division score, where usually you'd see Shaper skyrocket ahead, has actually been even. As a big point. And now Kraft able to push through top lane pretty much uncontested. That it's actually going to be 2 towers to 1. It's CPSA leading in the structures.
Yeah, ideas just lane matchups and how much
Oh, here comes Ignitar.
attention was in the
Ignitar
beginning.
is looking quite big now, I do have to say, and it's possibly a fight being forced, but I don't know if much is going to be able to come of it. Oh, here comes Kraft lands that crucial E, but nothing. Oh, the hook, but it's going to land onto the Cho'Gath. You don't want the Cho'Gath in front of you. That's not a good idea. Oh, but the bullet time, very nicely laid down there. But Wellesley, who is stuck on their own, does it mean anything? No, it does not. Oh my goodness, CPSA just got ripped apart, and
Oof.
that
Yeah,
bullet time, amazing.
the Vanguard's edge as well, slowing everyone down,
Oh,
keeping them in the bullet time. And it's gonna be a Baron for Rocket. It looks like they are starting it.
yeah, looks like it, and there are some pings coming down onto the dragon. It will be up in 25 seconds. I'm interested to see if CPSA's plan is just to rush this dragon and force another fight. There's a barrage. Again, not going to be close to getting that.
Yeah, I agree with the Twitch chat. Wellesley R was a hero play that he gets, I believe, 1 or 2 kills in there, getting a lot of damage onto the
Mm-hmm.
Rocket front line while they are diving at towers. That's really rough for them. And now he has the Lord Dominic's regard, so he will be melting this front line with his R.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And looks like Wolf wants to make the fight happen. This is might feel like a little bit of a last stand here for CPSA. If this soul goes over, this game is going to become so much more difficult, especially considering they have Bam right now. Ignitar has been hooked in, is quite tanky, but is still being chunked. The equalizer down on him as well. He's about to go down. Roccet about to run him down with the overheat and gets the kill. Now Priscilla stuck on their own, and these frontline champions, whilst they can be quite tanky, are just getting isolated and ran down, and there's nothing that the backline can do about it.
Yeah, you can see both Rock and Wellesley going for the tank shredder builds, and Ignutar is not close to as tanky. Thinks he is. He just gets hooked and gets bursted down.
Oh, Nevity gets hooked in, but not actually going to mean an incredible amount because Shoba does not have much of a teamer there. But the Baron buff, keep in mind, is also being applied. So now you're facing an Infernal Soul Baron up Team Rocket, and I would not want to be in that position. And I imagine these players aren't enjoying it either.
Yeah, and once again, one thing we can see that's pretty impressive from both this game and the previous game, Rocket doesn't get like a huge advantage. It's like 3k, 4k maybe, which is not that substantial. But once they get going, they
Oh,
balloon
I'm gonna have to
their.
interrupt you. There is a big play here. Billy Bob
Yeah,
going low to shut down for Kraft. But Kraft will tries to use the perfect position to get out. Actually, none of 5 gets stopped. Oh, that's gonna be a 2-for-1. Doing the maths, that's a worth play there. Priscilla looking to see if they can make the play as well. Ignitar also going in. The 2 tankiest members getting shredded. Wellesley on a killing spree now. So the fight is able to slow up the misfortune.
yeah, the math is just doing so much damage with her build.
Absolutely, and a flash in the hook, but the arcane shift away. Obviously, just able to survive with that one. Wellesley needs to be very, very careful. One trait ability could mean the end for them. This Inferno Soul might make them think they're a lot stronger than they are, but the health bar's dwindling for both parties. Are they going to stick around? Rock going so incredible though. The Senate blade lands on Wellesley. The cleanse is plant. The shutdown goes over to Levity, and this is so huge. Despite the Inferno Soul, despite the Baron buff, it is CPSA who are able to take that fight home, and they have just earned themselves so much from that one.
Yeah, sadly, Rock overreaching and getting punished by it. Wellesley sadly misusing his cleanse, cleansing the E instead of the Q. But yeah, Rocket still in advantage, but throwing a little bit as per usual. It happened in the previous game. It happens here, but I think they're still in a big enough advantage to win it. We can see third item coming in on Irelia, void stuff coming in for Rumble, so that's huge. It will help him melt the front line a lot. and Misfortune is almost at her infinity edge. Let me check 500. So he's 1,000 1,000 gold out from his infinity edge. So that's a little bit. But if he will get the spike, this Misfortune will just shred the front line.
Yeah, and the good news again for CPSA, I'm looking at the objective tablets right now. They don't have to fight for another 2 minutes. Next objective is Baron, and that is up in 2 minutes. So they can chill again. They can continue to scale up. That Ezreal going to become stronger and stronger. Now it has, I believe, that is a fully stacked mana, which we do let's
Yes.
see. So Levity going to be doing a lot of damage to Bugly, stepping very close to his prey there, but chooses not to pounce.
Yeah, and I believe Ezreal is gonna go for the Cyril does Grudge next, so getting a little bit of that armor penetration and the slow. So let's see what happens with that. Craft, I see, is slowly going towards his Rabadon's Death Cap, so this Akali will also get scary.
Mm-hmm.
Ignitar has bounced back a little bit, has his Warmog, so this guy is getting a little bit tankier. Maybe he will not melt as much as he did before. So yeah, I guess they're gonna be looking for the Elder Drake in 2 minutes 20 seconds. That's gonna be probably the last fight of the game.
Yeah,
But yeah, we will see
you,
what happens.
you'd have to think so. The issue is if you let them have the Baron here, they'll reset, push out the waves, and then be able to take control of the route from there. Unless you've got like 5 stack just waiting, but oh, Craft, you have been caught out of position, uses the Zonias, but I don't think that's going to be able to. Oh, was I mistaken? Dashes forward, tries to make some plays happen, but sadly, Craft can't outplay himself out of a 4v1, and that means that now top lane tier 2 going down. With the Baron coming in 45 seconds, it's looking like that's going to be free real estate for Team Rocket. As Ignitar also overstepping their bounds, and Levity needs to be careful. I can't even see Levity. That's happening on the other side of my screen. 905 able to got the kill for themselves. Rocks on the killing spree. 905 still dashing about and making plays happen. Is able to escape out of the base of his life. That is wild. Will Rock be able to have such a fortunate rate? The bullet time, though, forces the flash out of Griselda, and it's a 3-for-0 and Rocket able to force a play in that top side before that Baron even comes up. And now they might be fishing for the inhibitor.
Yeah, they're looking to open up the base. I wanna say, Giz, it was a really clean Irelia play, getting the Vanguard's edge flash onto the Levity and just bursting him out.
Yeah,
Really nicely
absolutely.
played, getting the clutch assassination on the Irelia. And as I said, the Fed Irelia is gonna be scary. And yeah, he's proving me right.
Absolutely. And now, yeah, that Baron getting absolutely melted. And keep in mind, 40 seconds till this Elder comes up. The good news is all of for CPSA is that they're all alive. The bad news is that there is an incredibly fed Irelia, an equally fed Wellesley. And the Rumble is definitely no slouch either. How how are they gonna find this fight? That's what's in my head right now. They're gonna have to play this impeccably. And eyes are obviously going to be on Levity. Last time, forced out the fight, murdered by 905 in that insane Flash Vanguard's edge. We'll see if 905 can make a repeat miracle happen, or if Levity will be able to keep themselves alive and keep firing their abilities. Oh, knock up at the back of the fight. For a little bit of a fight, the hook goes down onto Craft. The equalizer also comes down. Zenithade slows a couple of players there. 905, though, completely uncontested, is melting through the side of CPSA. Craft trying to dash out, but gets stunned up. Wellesley does go down, but I don't think it matters. The rest of his team is in tatters. Levity also alive, but gets hit by the Jaco box. Oh, and there goes the hook, and Levity is down. The Elder Dragon is also being taken. Ignitar forced to run for the hills. Is eventually going to go down thanks to Shaper and Rock. It is. I think that's it. I think the writing's on the wall here.
Yeah, it's looking like it's it. There we see TP from Rock coming into top lane. He has a wave. He's gonna look to end this game. Yeah, again, this Irelia did both Irelia and Shaco just diving in, doing so much work. Again, Shaper hitting the clutch hook on the enemy carry. So yeah, it's looking like all she wrote.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm really impressed by Rocket's itemization in this game. They correctly identified that there's a lot of tanks in the enemy team and decided to get a lot of tanks red. And you see it in these fights how the frontliners that you'd usually expect to be a lot more tanky just getting shredded before they could even do anything. And now Alpha Soda looking to maybe find a last ditch fight here, but I don't think they're going to be able to make much happen. Is surprisingly the team of Elder going to be the ones backing off as they're able to secure a tower and a couple of hits, but not
Yeah,
going to go
once
for the end
again,
game.
it's gonna be 3 inhibs down. Oh no, not quite. 3 inhib towers and 1 inhib stays alive, and they're looking to finish the game now, I believe. Let's see
Oh,
what
they have to
happens.
be. Oh, there we go. The spell immunity isn't going to matter that much. The dash comes through. 905 on a killing spree, and there's the Elder buff just annihilating
Yeah, meanwhile,
CPSA.
Tent killing Ezreal in the backline. Only Kraft is alive, looking for an assassination, doesn't get it, and that's the game to coming the side of Rocket. Two 30-minute wins.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been Roccet snowballing each game. It's been very, very nice. This game definitely a lot more clean than the last game for them. I think a noticeable improvement in the fact that they've shored up some of the maybe more scuffed fights that I have from last game and have just gone through a very nice, clean snowball. And all of the players play exceptionally well.
Yeah,
None of Aurelia just absolutely bonkers. And you just saw that levity, even though he was on the Ezreal, he was on that very slippery AD carry that you usually expect to be able to survive fights like that. It's just, it was unable to make it happen because of just how strong the enemy team was.
yeah, and I gotta applaud Rocket's mid game, just snowballing it so hard in the span of a couple minutes, getting
Mhm.
like two or uh, from ballooning from 3K to like I can't quite see it. I guess like 6, 7,000, 8,000 gold ahead
Mhm.
really quickly. So yeah, also credit to Rock just withstanding in the top lane, even though uh, he was getting ganked by Ignutar a lot. He didn't really die. He died once, but then it turned into, I believe, a 2-for-1 trade anyway. So yeah, great to Rocket as a team playing really well today. Having
Yeah.
a little bit of a slip up every now and then, but
It happens.
still
Happy,
very
happy
nice.
moments, happy moments, and
Oh yeah,
yeah,
indeed.
the veterans of VL Team Rocket, they were undefeated in Division 2A, and they're looking to continue that streak into the playoffs. They are 2-0 up in this series. If they're able to go 3-0, now we're going to the finals looking like probably the heavy favorites, I have to say. But that all hinges on these next few games. Can they continue these snowballs, or will that onslaught finally be shut down? Find out after the break. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your Violence League Split 3 Division 2 semi-finals. We are on the precipice of possibly a 3-0 sweep here for Team Roccet. They have been snowboarding some games incredibly well, and it's been an absolute pleasure to watch. However, doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen in this game. And Levity, I will say, has still been playing pretty awesome. If he gets the right composition, the right picks, I can imagine him ripping him a new one.
Yeah, definitely. And a small update before we go through with the next game in the other semifinal of the Division 2 Garlic Bread Mafia versus 752 Academy, currently 1-1. And in the Division 1 semifinal, currently Aeon Gaming is leading 2-0 versus United Forces of Runeterra.
All right, there we go. Nice little update for us there. As we're just waiting for the teams to finally slot into position so we can head into Champ Select here. It does. I'm trying to think of what could possibly be changed. But last time, I think the composition again wasn't really that much of an issue. It was more a case of getting quite out in certain places and then just the almost impeccable snowball that came through there from Team Rocket.
Yeah, and like similar. I'm not really sure if it's what CPSA can do in the draft. Maybe give Kraft Zoe, maybe try to let him do some magic. I have no idea. Because yeah, you've banned the all famous Shaper Pike. You banned the Shaper Silas. He still pulls off the Blitzcrank, so he still does a lot of damage. Bugley having a pretty nice performance on the Shaco and 9 of 5 just popping off on the
Oh,
Irelia. And again, you gave Wellesley the misfortune, and he also showed if you give me the misfortune, I'm gonna do a lot of damage. Those bullet time will shred through your team. Yeah, giving the ready for the rocket, and we are in drafts now.
all right. Now, let's see what happens here. Now, first two games, we've seen a strong amount of spice coming through from the side of Team Rocket. We've seen Shaco jungles. We've seen Silas supports. It's been very fun to see. I'm very interested to see what wild pick they'll have for us this time, if it is a wild pick at all. As we do see going through the motions, same bands it looks like for at least so far.
Yeah, nothing really changing so far. Let's see what's gonna be the first pick on the blue side
Really?
for. Yeah, they don't want to leave the Silas open.
That surprises me because I feel like at this point we were talking about is that you ban the pipe, you ban the Silas, he still picks Blitzcrank. At that point, don't ban the Silas, ban something else, make use of it. Because either way, you're gonna have a problem on your hands, I think, unless they think they've got an answer for the Blitzcrank this time.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Maybe putting Wolf on something like Morgana that can deny the Blitzcrank, but we will see. Just I personally would just wait with the support matchup. Never mind, they just first pick the Rakan, which seems to be a comfort pick for Wolf V2. So let's see how this Rakan works out. It's
Yeah,
gonna be the Jin first pick.
that's an interesting one. I haven't seen Jin in a while, I have to say. And
Okay,
Jin,
listen,
oh, is
listen,
that?
listen, listen.
I'm
It's
listening. I'm
gonna
listening.
be Camille support
Oh
and Jin
no.
mid.
What? Okay, Camille support I've heard of before, and I'm aware that Shaper has played it before. Jin mid as well.
It's a it's a little bit of a kiss special, so I'm
Ooh,
expecting it to be mid. We'll see, because they said they're gonna throw in some spice. So
yeah, damn, that would be absolutely wild, and I'm very excited to hear about this. This made this chance look so much more wild to me. And yeah, the Zyra Khan, very strong Jiro. Can't complain about that. Set. I imagine. I mean, you could go top or jungle, I suppose. I don't really know where it's favored nowadays, but still.
it's mostly a top laner.
Ah, okay, okay, cool. Um, but we'll see how that one goes. It's singed as well. Oh my goodness, Team Rocket are. Oh dear, this is another toxic composition, isn't it?
Like, do you know we had the one or two spicy picks in the previous two games.
Mhm.
Now they're going full spice.
Full
They don't
spice.
care.
They've gone on the Nando's menu. They're at the mild, maybe at the medium. Now they've gone extra hot. This is the spice that we were all here for. The Jin mid Camille support Singe top,
Any,
I imagine, but
we'll see, we'll see.
we will
Like anything
see.
can go anywhere at this point.
Anything
Any
could go,
any
yeah.
any wishes? What do you want to see when it comes to spice? Any guesses?
Oh, Camille jungle used to be a thing. I don't think it's a thing now because the clear is just too bad. I think, but the ganks are
Yeah, yeah.
ridiculous.
I'm fully expecting the Camille to
Yeah,
go support, but
yeah.
the rest, I mean, Camille
Singe
support in,
jungle,
in mid,
Singe jungle. Imagine.
maybe, maybe.
Actually, could be. I wouldn't even be surprised at this point. I love this though. It's like a whole. It's like throwing like darts at a dartboard, trying to guess which champion's going where. Oh, this is great.
And the good bans from. Like, we're not even caring about the bans. I think Rock has banned those three champions like 2 games in a row
yeah,
now. Yeah, and they think it's cinched top, I believe. Like, at least it
yeah.
looks like CPSA. That's why they're banning the junglers, but I'm not
Uh,
sure
it,
Poppy.
it might be a specific pick into Sat for themselves. Poppy would be a bit of an interesting one because I can also go support. I can also go top lane. I can go jungle. It's a
Yeah,
very nice vex pick.
I'm expecting the Poppy to be jungle, but I'm just guessing at this point. Like,
Yeah, I mean, my guess here, from what you've told me, Sin's top, Poppy jungle, Jin mid, they haven't put ready carry, and Camille support. Imagine Organ Camille bot lane, where you just put the ball on Camille, Camille flies in, and oh, something like that. I wouldn't even be surprised if Rozzy puts out mage. Rozzy has put out mages before, I believe. So
yeah, and
it's
this
pretty possible.
time we see a little bit of more of an early aggression with the Zinzao and the set
Mhm.
picks. Um, uh,
What?
Vladimir, however, I'm
Wow.
not quite sure. Oh, maybe it's a set mid and Vladimir top, but
Oh,
we
it
will see
could
what
be.
happens.
That very much could be the case, yeah. Because Vladimir's sustain makes Singed very. It makes it very hard for Singed to do what Singed wants to do. Definitely. But we'll see what this last pick is. The comp seems pretty simple on the side of CSPA. Or CPSA, sorry. But Zig's the last pick. That's probably going AD carry, I'm
Yep.
guessing.
So
Uh,
it's the patented Jane mid, I assume.
wow. That is crazy. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be Vladimir top in the set mid. And I'm wondering where all of this is going. That I'm messing around with the swaps a bit. I think just for memes. It's 20 seconds, right? That's the confirmation thing.
Yes, yes, yes. I believe that's in the rule set nowadays.
Cool, cool,
Oh,
cool. And
Ignutar. Oh, it might be a roll swap in the CPSA game as well.
oh, it could be actually Ignitar returning to mid
It's a,
lane.
it's a Singed jungle. We have a Singed jungle.
Sin jungle. Okay, I'm not gonna say I did call it, but also that is mad. How does the Sin jungle even work? What? The clear has to be like. Isn't the clear like gonna be really slow? Or is that
I think so. I haven't played Singed in a while. I only play Singed in ARAMs, so
this is insane? Sin jungle, Jin mid, Camille support. Oh my god! When Rock told me they were gonna pay Bring Out the Spice, I wasn't ready for this. I'm gonna be honest. This is wow.
yeah. And also, I respect it. They don't really look at the enemy comp. They just pick whatever the hell they want to pick. So yeah. Um, Yeah, because like
Oh,
Camille and Ziggs into Zaya, like it might be quite hard to lock out the Zaya with the Featherstorm.
mhm.
Uh, but yeah, but if you get on top of someone with the Camille ulti and then you drop the Ziggs ulti on top of them,
Oh,
that can
oh.
be a really scary combo. But yeah, I have no idea how Singed jungle works. I have not. Sorry, I have not
you
seen it.
you've not gone to those dark technologies
Yeah.
yet.
One thing I feel like Rock will suffer a little bit again in the top side because I think a tank into a set can be a really oh, Furicidal, shout out to you in the Twitch chat, is saying it doesn't work. So yeah, let's see how this what happens with this. Maybe, just maybe, it's Tent playing top lane with the Singed and Rock playing jungle with the Poppy. That's one thing that might happen as well, but we'll
Oh,
see. We'll see.
that's a good point. That is a very good point.
Because
It
as
could
we
be that.
see, Vladimir, so Ignutar and Kraft are actually swapping as well.
Yeah. That's oh my goodness! There are so many possibilities. We don't know what roles these
Okay,
champions are going in, and they've been locked in and slotted into the play. That is,
I
this is
just wanted to
mind-boggling.
say Impress confirmed, Impress from Rocket Academy and the owner of Rocket organization, I believe, confirmed it's a synced jungle from them.
Oh my god, it actually is. That is wild. But one that it took a confirmation from the owner to even know if it's gonna go in the right role.
Okay, okay. Credit to you, Impress. Credit to you,
Yeah,
Impress. I
it's,
didn't know you are. I didn't know you are the coach. I didn't know you're the drafter. So credit to you. Yeah. Were you just like? Were you just? Do you have like a dartboard on your wall and just throw the darts? Whatever sticks, you pick it, or what?
they have a
What
deck of
decision make?
cards and they just shuffle them and then deal what they get. Oh damn, that's insane though. Like, if this works, it's gonna look just. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens in this game because I the only matchup I know how it goes is set into Poppy and I have that set wins right. But
Yeah.
everything else, like I don't know the interactions of a Ziggs Camille lane or a Jin mid or a Singe jungle, and anything could happen. Literally anything. It's wow.
Yeah, and we are waiting for the spectator delay. We will be in game soon, and we will see all the spies for ourselves. Let's get into game. Let's go.
Yeah, and I mean, Sped Lane. I feel like Vladimir is going to be okay in surviving this because the Jin doesn't really have anything much to lock them down at all. So Vladimir can just kind of sliver away. But I don't know what Jin mid's supposed to do. Maybe Jin like roams around the map because your ultimate, you can probably just walk halfway down river and start sniping bot lane.
Yeah, that's the thing they can do, but we will see. We will see.
Absolutely, and I for one cannot wait to watch these champions enter the rift. I mean, good God, that is a set of champions, and this Singe jungle. I've got to see it. I've got to see it for my own eyes. I want to see how this clear's supposed to work and how it's supposed to work. Because I am.
As a wise man once said, everything is a jungler if you are brave enough, and and is showing us
Chen is a
that he is a
warrior,
brave man. He's
a,
indeed a brave man.
a knight in shining armor, valiantly fighting a dragon. That is the picture I have in my head now. Is locking in Singe jungle. I I'm so surprised and I have no more word. I just want us to get into game and I want us to see these champions play because the amount of analysis we could do here is not going to cover what could possibly happen because there's just so many ways this can go. But we are just letting it now. I'm at 98% personally. But
Yeah, same.
oh, cool. And oh, it's just especially because everywhere I look, it's not like it's just the Sin's jungle. There's the Jin mid. There's the Ziggs Camille bot. I mean, how is Ziggs Camille going to interact with Zyra Khan? That's where I'm worried a little bit. Is like you said earlier, locking down Zyra Khan is very very difficult, right? So it's not going to be very easy for Shaper to just like hook shot in, land, and hit. Yeah, easy peasy. I don't think it's going to be that easy. And the
One
issue
thing
is, oh,
you have to think about: how many times did Wolf and Levity play versus Ziggs Camille? That's
that
like one question that can be tricky.
that's a very very good point. I cannot say I've ever played versus Ziggs Camille myself, so yeah, the matchup experience is definitely going to be low. As I've paused at 10 seconds and
Same.
actually cool. So we'll get our countdown now. Oh, here we go. The flashing of the masteries in the base, and they're onto the rift. Game 3. What is
Yeah,
this Singe
that's
doing? Get the notepad out. I want to know what's happening with this pathing.
yeah. Thinking like coming back to the Camille Ziggs point, like we saw in the previous game, how caught up by the Silas damage they were in the early game. They were not respecting it. They were not sure what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a
So
similar
it
thing
might
here.
be the same thing with Camille. Also, mental edge for Wellesley, landing the first bomb, getting the mana
True,
flow
true.
stack.
Yeah, it's big. That's big. And my other worry is that usually Shaper likes to roam about, right? But my worry is if they would have roam mid lane, they've got to roam onto a Vladimir, and I don't think he was going to be able to get off their combo on a Vladimir. unless maybe the ultimate is used.
That might be a bit hard, but Shaper actually has done something else. He wasn't always mid lane, he was also roaming to
Mm,
fight with the jungler.
that's true,
It
and
might be a bit harder because Zinzao is definitely a really strong 1v1 champion in the early game.
mhm.
So it might not be as easy for Shaper, but probably he will team up with a Bugly Bomber again. Look to invade the Zinzao. Or
All
maybe
right.
just roam mid, but oh, it's actually gonna be a set in the mid lane and Vladimir in the top lane.
All right, all right. Never mind. Set is a little bit easier to gank, but can fight for himself definitely. We'll have to see how this one goes. And eyes on the scene, starting a blue buff checks out definitely. As I think they kite both camps at the same time with the poison.
Yeah,
Looks like.
losing a lot of HP, but
Oh my
he's
god.
doing okay.
Yeah, so what? It uses a spike to get some health history back. Yeah, and the thing you are gonna notice here is that the CS is they're actually surprisingly even. But look, Kraft already looking for that gank mid. Kiz has pushed up incredibly far on this Jin, and Jin not known exactly for much mobility bar the extra movement speed, and the flash has been forced out in that mid lane. So an AD carry without flash in mid lane, that's going to be a bit of a sitting duck for Kraft to look at.
Yeah, might be in a big danger. Society just coming in with Craft's Flash E with the set, and that might be a dead kiss. So he's gotta be careful. He has a little bit of an advantage because of the ranged into melee matchup, but we will see if he can stay safe.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So it's actually it's Buckley who has the CS advantage right now. Leclerc, I think, whilst not being healthy, is actually quite fast. And Levity looking to see if they can get some damage down here. The hook shot is nailed down. And you know how we were worried about Zion not being able to be locked down? Well, there you go. That's first word over to Camille.
I That's probably what I mentioned. So just not being sure how the matchup into Camille works. Probably, I assume Levity has not played versus Camille support in a while. It has never been really. It was a thing, but it wasn't really a meta thing ever. So
Yeah, it was
yeah,
a thing. I think it was season 7. I want to say it was season
yeah,
7 or at the
that's the
start
thing.
of season 8 kind of time. So it's been a hot minute, and it looks like there's a possible fight happening in the jungle mid lane area here. Looks like Bugley getting the flank off, waiting for the camera to come over. Here we go, the Bugley bomber on this Singe, laying down the toxic gas and just gonna walk away. But
Yeah,
now,
looking for a double scuttle. Craft is not having the best time in the jungle.
mm-hmm, definitely not. And we do see here now, Bugley trying to spot him out, and is just gonna be able to get double skull. This is insane. The Singe is just being able to walk over the map and get whatever they want. And Singe's out, not feeling confident enough to actually take the jewels, which is
Yeah,
surprising me. And here comes
quest
Shaker.
yeah, Shaper roaming, but I believe it might be like Kraft is not a jungler, and they decided to roll swap. I'm not quite sure. I think Kraft is definitely the
Oh
better mid
no.
laner. Oh, the flash forced.
That was a nice little fashion Basilda there to get out of the hook shot, but still getting that burnt as well now means that he will also be a sitting duck, and I'm sure that Shaper and Bugley will be very happy to hear that.
Yeah, and see, we see
Oh
them invading. That's
yeah.
like also what I mentioned, just looking to mess with this Insao.
Yeah, and you see it's 3 members strong, and we do see a flank coming in from Rakan here, but it's going to be too little too late, and they're just going to be able to walk in, steal those Raptors, and go. And but the flash
That's a
missed from Shaper, but it does not mean anything because Singe can just burger flip your opponents.
yeah, that was a bit mistimed on the synergy, but
Bugley might be quite out of position here, but is so fast with the ghost. Is just going to run away. Don't chase the Singe, is what they usually say. And Singe able to actually not get out of that one. Levity flash kill gives them at least a kill to their name, but yeah, I mean 1-for-1 overall. That's not too bad.
yeah, but they still got a lot of advantages from this. And meanwhile, in the top lane, a little bit of a trade from Rock, but he's gonna suffer. Get the empowered Q in the face from the Vladimir.
Yeah, I don't feel like Pogba's going to be able to do much in this matchup. I'll wait for team
Oh no,
fights. Oh,
it's that this matchup really hurts for Poppy from
yeah.
playing it a couple times.
Mhm.
Used to play a lot of Poppy, and yeah, You don't want to play versus Vladimir.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because I think the biggest thing that I usually use to evaluate hoppy matchups, does the opponent have range and is my W of any use here? And
Oh,
it neither are good, and all pushes them out of the goop there, even if they're able to flash out of it.
yeah, another good gang. The Singed is a menace on the Rift at the moment,
Yeah,
doing so much work.
and you look at how active Bugby's been on this Singe, and they also managed to get some nice little cheeky invades off, meaning that the CS is still even despite the activity that Bugby's been showing. And yeah, we see now Shaper roaming up to the mid lane once again, and it's just impossible for Brasilda to do anything really in this matchup. And you are just starting to see
Yeah, and
things build
like
up.
all the pressure right now is on Ignutar, in my opinion. You've gotten the matchup you wanted. You're chilling on the top side. You got uh, you put your mate from the other solo lane in a pretty bad matchup. He's having to withstand all the pressure. You put Craft into the jungle, so maybe not the most comfortable position for him. So, mate, you gotta carry this if you're putting that much pressure on the other teammates.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm aware of Ignitar's ability to carry. We've definitely seen it before, and there it is, that Jin Roam that I was talking about, the long range ability to just throw down a bunch of stuff from River, but they're not actually able to nail anything. But oh no, it looks like Kraft may have bitten off more than they could chew there. Actually, it's an even trade. Nothing actually comes from it. I was expecting Kraft to get caught out there, but he's able to
Yeah.
flash out before the Megathep comes.
Also, really not nice ultimate from Craft. Oh, the stun
Oh,
lands. A really
yeah,
nice trade from Rock.
definitely. Yeah, Rock is actually, despite the CS deficit, is actually starting to take control of this lane a little bit, which is nice to see.
Yeah, getting a little bit of MR, so this Vladimir doesn't hurt us much, definitely. And Vladimir also can't play as aggressive without the flash, has to be careful. But first time in this series, it looks like CPSA will get the first
Or
dragon.
maybe we shouldn't speak too soon. The dragon has been slain, but at what cost? Teleport is coming in. Shaper is going very, very low. Wolf able to get the kill, and Birdie Bomber also goes down with the blade caller. And oh my goodness, it looks like CSPA. They are actually bringing this back, or CPSA, I should say. Brasilda, though, looking maybe overextending a little bit. 905 able to secure the kill. It's a 3-for-1, 3-for-2, sorry, so far. Rock and 905 looking the chase, looking to see if they can land an ability. Rock with a W can speed up. Obviously needs to be so careful, but Rock
Really nice play for Rock.
just able to survive. And oh, that's
Oh, the
bomb
bomb! No.
misses. Obviously able to just get out of that one. It's an even trade, but the dragon goes the way of CPSA, and that is good news. The first time, as you said, that they have secured a first dragon this series, and they're starting to show a bit of that priority. Is Shaper dashing in here, trying to prevent Craft from any sort of shenanigans, but that will delay a few recalls and help CPSA to get a bit of tempo back on the map.
Yeah, I just want to say a really nice play from Rock and Poppy in the later stages, just catching Ignutar out. And it's really tragic for Ignutar. He actually TP'd and got nothing of this fight.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that,
one person we need to look out for, Levity. This time he is pretty fat. He is ahead of the Ziggs, I believe. Or maybe actually not because of the CS
no,
advantage. But yeah,
actually,
he's getting some kills on the board. Let's
yeah.
see what he can do on the Zaya.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what he could do in that Felios in game one. If the fights went a little bit different, it would have been such a different story. And we saw in a couple of those fights where he was able to get triple kills that he is a monster when he is fed. It's just he needs to be able to get to that point and to be able to get those team fights off with his team. And we'll have to see if CPSA can provide him with the dream game where he's able to finally start team fighting. But for that, we'll just have to wait and see. It's looking a lot better this time. They've been able to fight toe to toe with Team Rocket here, and it's a big fight starting in the Ghost has been Pops Rock looking to make something happen, but has been isolated, is about to go down, very, very low health, and Craft looks to secure this one, and oh, are we going to chase the Singed? Oh, they're going to
Yeah,
chase
I
the
think they
outside of the thing.
W.
Oh, beautiful.
Really
Nice.
nice. I don't think Ignutar really needed to flash for it. It looked like Kraft has it. He landed the W, so he could have eat, but Ignutar wanted the kill, secured it.
I mean, as
And
you said
yeah,
earlier, there's a lot of pressure on Ignitar, so I can imagine him just being like, I need these kills. I need something in this matchup. That might be what he's thinking there.
yeah. And then Zinzao also getting quite many assists and
Oh,
kill.
nice little hook shot landed there. Levity going very, very low. Holds out on the ultimate for a while, but just takes the damage and then uses it. So
Yeah, that was not the best usage of the Feather Storm. Eating a lot of damage from the Camille Ziggs. And yeah, they will have pressure now. The Zaya no ultimate. And Camille still has hers.
oh, and look, 905's getting into position in the river. Oh, never mind. I got excited there for a second and just walked off. All right, fine. I see how it is.
But still, despite the action getting pretty nicely, starting pretty nicely from CPSA, they are in the gold disadvantage anyway. And Rock has been bullying Ignitar a little bit on this Poppy. That's not how it should have went.
Right, and yeah, Ignitar switched around his players to get the matchup that he wanted. The teleport is now coming through into the bot lane from Set, and Wellesley has been caught out of position now. The grand entrance with the quickness, that's going to mean that Shaper, nice little combo of the ultimate and the flash, means that it's only one kill that's been secured off of that teleport. And sadly, despite Plasoda using that teleport, unable to get a kill or an assist. Now
Rock again.
Oh, Shaper not letting Kraft have a single break, forcing the Zinzao ultimate out, and means that they will be able to secure that scuttle. And now Rock looking for the all-in here, forcing the Himmelplague out of Vladimir there, but that'll be it. Now the Cloud Drake spawning in 30 seconds, as pinged by Shaper. You can see that Ignitar's teleport coming up quite shortly. I don't know if it'll be up for the time that Dragon spawns. It's a possibility. And the river control, for once, actually looking quite even. Usually one team has a big vice grip on it, but this time you can see the bottom side of the river controlled by CPSA, and then the top side of the river is more the home of Team Rocket.
Yeah, and let's see. I believe Bugley is going for the classic Singed build, which is the Rylisters to just slow everyone with the poison. He has Rift Herald in his pocket, so let's see where he's gonna plant it.
Looks like it's going to be a mid lane one. Shaper looking for the jump onto Kraft this time. Does not have the ultimate available to him, but is able to just about walk out from that one. However,
Yeah,
the control, you got to think about that. Gets control of it.
Yeah.
And now the Dragon, free real estate possibly, looking to go on it now. And they know where everyone is thanks to the minions. They've got vision of every single person. Bars and Zhao, just as bogged off to the top lane, doesn't want any business with this fight, and just going to give the Dragon over.
Yeah, it's not the worst Dragon to lose as it's the Air Drake, but I guess they have a really valuable ultimates with Camille, Ziggs, Singed, Jin. Poppy not as much, but it can help with the disengage. But yeah, it's pretty nice for Rock. They would definitely prefer for it to be an Infernal Drake or something, but yeah. And it is a
teleport comes through. Ignitar able to get it off. The Hemoplex is also down. Rock is stuck between a rock and a hard place, and there we go. Killing spree now for Kraft on Zhao. You said that they might not be feeling that comfortable in the stronger role, but I'll be honest, 3-1-4, looking pretty comfortable. However, the first turret does go over. Oh, I'm not allowed to break. Here comes the Berkeley Bomber. Ultimate comes out from Levity, but gets flipped in, and there's the ultimate coming down. The combo of the Hextech Ultimatum and what's the 6 ultimate called? Let's have a Mega Inferno Bomb.
Yes,
there you go.
yeah.
I'm not used to seeing 6. But yeah.
Yeah, but with both Singed and Camille, the lockup is there. Yeah, but one thing, Rock not using his flash in the top lane, which is good. He knew he's dead. He's not gonna flash out and die and waste the summoner. So yeah, and as you said, Kraft he's been looking a bit lost in the very early stages, but now he's looking much better. Although he's going for the full damage build with the Gore Drinker into, I believe, Essence River, which I'm not a fan of personally. I think he should just be playing frontline with the sets. So let's see how it goes. But yeah.
things have been pinged now. Rift Herald is up in 30 seconds, and you can see a sea of red champions hovering over that topside river. And oh no, Craft, you have just walked straight into your demise. You need to get out of there. Your ultimate's going to dissuade them. But for how long is he
Oh,
able to
really
dash out to the
nice,
Bieber?
a really nice escape from Kraft, but he is face checking a little bit. And we praised him. Caster Curse comes in, he face
Ah,
checks
yeah.
a bunch.
It's
But
been
yeah,
crazy.
he's gonna be fine.
I haven't casted in a year, and I still cast curse things. It's like it's
Yeah.
stuck to me now. It's crazy. And you see now Ignitar and Rock having a little bit of battle here as Bugly ready to help out. Gonna try and lock him up and tosses him about. Ignitar has a lot of sustain. Is it gonna be enough? Looks like the empowered Q is huge, and now Rock is the one who needs to get out as Craft dashing forward, looking for the kill. Flipped into Rock, but oh, 1-for-1 in the end. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
never
but
mind. I shouldn't have said
anybody's
that.
here.
Shaper and Wellesley here. Oh, no. The next level ultimate was absolutely huge. Wolf can't go anywhere. And another 2 kills picked up for Team Rocket. And that means the Rift Tower is probably going over, and that top tower is probably also going to fall.
Yeah, once again, fight gets scrappy, fight gets split up. Rocket get out victorious. Yes,
Yeah.
you just can't
Oh,
play this way the
Levity.
system.
Need to be careful. But never
He
going to
still
do
has
that.
flash, still has ultimate, I think he should be fine. Shaper doesn't really have the Hextech. Ultimatum.
I saw a Camille headed towards an AD carry. That's never the good news.
True, true. Fair point.
But it is all okay. The next one is that the Rift Herald is still up. And surprised didn't rotate down and take that. We now have a minute 30 on this Cloud Dragon. If any of them want to get towards Soul, this is probably a decent dragon to try and secure for themselves. But we'll have to see.
It's an ocean, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
Ocean's pretty good.
But first time we don't have a Fire Soul in the series. But
True.
yeah, still looks like Rocket is favorite.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Get there.
You have to think about it. They do still have the tempo advantage right now on the map. You have to feel. The only thing that's lacking for me right now is the top side. It reminds me of Game 1, where there was a little bit of leeway there. It feels like Ignitar and Craft have been able to make something out of this top side and get themselves a little bit of an advantage there. However, I look on the other 3 roles, and I see a Jin who's 2-0-2. I mean, the Ziggs is actually behind 20 CS, I have to say, but better KDA, and then obviously Shaper is just being Shaper.
But he's actually half K gold, half thousand gold ahead because of the blades that Ziggs has gotten. So yeah, he's chilling.
Yeah, true. I cannot do maths, very hard. But Ignitar getting decently poked out here. I mean, 905 quietly having a nice, good performance here so far. I wasn't actually expecting this Jhin mid to really work out because of the matchup, but it's honestly 905 is been able to get out of this laning phase quite well, and come team fights, Jhin and team fights are always going to be good.
Yeah, and it looks like it's gonna be Rift Herald traded for the Drake. Let's see if Craft even manages to finish it up before it despawns. He does, but it's gonna be the second Drake.
Mm-hmm. Thing is, though, with 3 members in the bot side, if CPSA are able to figure that out, they might be able to look for a bit of a Herald play on the top side. Oh
yeah,
no, Levity!
Levity gets got.
Yeah. Levity on their own mid lane. You need to be so careful about that. Is able to get out with a flash, which is very, very nice. But are they actually? Oh my god!
A really nice E from Desire.
That E was awesome, I have to say. And able to get out with their life, but still, you don't want to have to burn every single tool in your kit. Ultimate, flash, heal. Just being in mid lane, trying to farm up. But Shaper knows exactly their limits. They know that you're in range of a hook shot, flash, hex, they ultimatum, which is a disgustingly long combo in terms of just reach. Like, Jesus Christ.
You're just chilling as an AD carry in the mid lane.
Bit of a fight starting up here. Shaper around the side, able to lock down Wolf for a little bit. And now, fantastic little element from Craft, but what can they make of it? Shutdown goes over. Shaper is down. Able to get the numbers. Rock now on the backside, able to kill Wolf. Pokey Bomber at the back of the fight, but very, very low health. Don't know exactly what they're going to be able to achieve. Persona's able to secure the kill. The ultimate, though, from Jhin, doing a decent amount of damage there. 905 looking to see if he can land any poke. Gets the root. Can I get any more autos down? Look how much damage this Jin does. Able to secure the kill, whereas on the other side of the fight, Rock gets another kill on Levity, and now Kraft trying to force something, trying to go in, but it's not going to work. 905 having a great little fight there on the Jin, and Rock himself able to assassinate both bot laners separately.
Yeah, also a lot of damage from Ziggs, and they can't quite get on the Ziggs. They can't quite get on the Jin. Bugly Bomber dies, Shaper dies, but it doesn't quite matter as the carries stay alive.
Yeah, exactly. And looking at the objective timers, Baron, it is up, but I don't think they're quite in a position yet to take it, especially considering their composition isn't really built for a sort of DPS Baron take, if you will.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue on their side, but it's really hard to face check versus them because they can turn from such a range. As you mentioned, Camille
Yeah.
has a lot of a reach. Uh, then you have Bugly Bomber who will just zoom in with the Predator. I think he's gonna go with the speedy tank item. I forgot how it's called. Turbo Chem tank. So he's gonna run at you with an incredible speed from far away. And then you have Rock who will just try to protect his backline. So it's pretty hard to get on top of the Ziggs and on top of the Jin.
Yeah, absolutely. It's looking very, very tricky for them. The one thing you always want to think about is, oh, Levity. Levity's always, if they're able to stay safe, then sure. But this game especially, I don't know what Levity does when Shaper just flash hook shot ultimatum. And then there's you've got the Mega Inferno bomb on top of that. You've got Jin sniping people from a million miles away. If Bugly's there, you've got to think about the stacks that he's getting with poison. It's just if I'm
And you can
Levity,
also see it what they do. Like they go on the Zaya, force the summoner, force the ultimate cooldown out, and then they just do it again, like
yeah,
30 seconds later.
it's really impressive to see the way they're playing around and really forcing Levity out of this game, and it's incredibly impressive to watch, and it's going to probably continue that way for the time being, at least until maybe CPSA can figure out a way around it. The biggest thing I'd say is that the longer this game goes on, the stronger that Vladimir is going to get. And I don't see Bar Rock, who's been going for a lot of. Oh, never mind. There's a bit of a fight starting here. The Mega Inferno has been thrown out.
Rock is 1v3.
Rock is actually 1v3. That is true. Rock's so tanky. He's like, no damage. What is this? And that big bomber comes over. Everyone else is here. And oh, they try and take out Rock, but Rock takes no damage, like at all. That's crazy. And there goes Levity on the other side of the fight. Triple kill
Rock
for
being
905.
like 1v3, I like those odds.
That's insane. Hey, the crazy thing to me is he was 1v3 for about 10 seconds and took like maybe a third of his health bar. That was wild.
Yeah, it
Ignitar,
doesn't look like they quite have the damage to finish him off.
yeah, not at all. And I think that Formel is probably the biggest thing. The only person who does AP damage on their team is Ignitar. Ignitar, but it's not top lane pushing. So Brock didn't really have anyone threatening him in that entire fight. And obviously, it's not like Levity can go and help, because as soon as Levity steps in the jungle, Levity dies. I mean, even in their base, we saw that last time.
Yeah, and also Levity has to deal with so much damage from range. Zaya, not the longest range AD carry, and you have to watch out for Ziggs bombs. You have to watch out for Jin skill shots. And on the other hand, if you walk up, you're walking up into a poppy, you're walking up into the cinch, so it's really hard to play for the Zaya.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And now Soul Point for the side of Team Rocket. And the Baron still up, but obviously you talked about their issues taking ground beforehand. I don't know if they're going to bait around it or do whatnot, if they're just going to push lanes. We'll have to see. And everyone on Team Rocket just looks so strong. And again, I want to point out 905 has just been quietly becoming 7-0-3 in this game.
Yeah, like
wow.
every time a fight starts, just chaos ensues in CPSA's backline, and 905 is just chilling in the backline. It's like
Yeah.
force shotting the tanks, killing everyone.
It's actually not. I can just imagine like Leviti's job this game is so stressful and there's so much that now if I just walks in like just like taking kills here, it's wild, but it's just testament to Team Rocket's strength just as a team and as a unit. They're just playing so well. They understand which targets are locked down at the right times, and I think that understanding is maybe lacking a little bit on the other side of the rift. A lot of if you want to take down Rock, you need tank shredder. Uh, but we'll have to see and find out if CPSA can pull this one back. They do have a decent team fight on them, I do have to say, and as Vladimir is continuing to scale up.
Yeah, the Vladimir is scaling up, but so is Ziggs, so is the Jin, and
Oh
those are
no,
not in
here
the
we go,
same
Levity.
container.
Nice little ultimate there. Needs to stay out of range of Shaper, and Shaper actually going to get took down from this. Loses all the
Great
health bar.
sloppy
Wolf has
ultimate though.
Yeah, Wolf has a nice little ultimate, but it's just going to be a 1-for-1 right now, chasing through the Singed Toxins. I don't think you want to do that, but Rock going to be going quite low, but does it matter? Rock's just so tanky, but it's not going to be tanky enough. Now 905 looks to make some slight happen, gets one kill. Ignitar looking for a chase on the other side of the fight there. Now, oh no, 905, have you been overzealous? No, it's Craft. You overchases now Levity. Oh, I don't think you win this fight. 905
Nice.
hunts down their prey. Triple kill. 10-0-4 on this Jin mid. What an absolute monster. As the
It's a
pause comes in.
pause from CVSA, but yeah, 9 of 5. Once again, you could see the chaos ensues in the CPSA backline. They are trying to kill the Poppy. They are trying to kill the Bugly Bomber. But Kiz is just staying untouched, just autoing. He's doing whatever he wants. Like there's no threat on him. For some reason, Ignutar just to run to the side, chase the Singed instead of killing the Jin, and Kiz just having a really nice performance this game.
Yeah, I've got this mental image of like you pan over to the backline of CPSA, it's just doom music playing, there's heavy metal, drummers banging. You go over to 905's headspace and it's just like lo-fi chill beats to study to.
Yeah, exactly. And
Absolutely chilling.
I was just surprised at this fight because Ignutar is just chasing someone, and meanwhile, 905,
Right next to
what
them.
he was doing, he was just standing still. He was ulting. And the
Madness.
Vladimir just decided not to kill, not to like look for the Jin. I'm not quite sure why. It's just pretty wild, but yeah, 9 of 5 popping off. Well, really nice performance. Let's see how long will it take for them to close it out. So far, game one, game two, around 30 minutes, a bit over. I'm not quite sure if this will end as fast because the Drake is in 2 minutes 20. We have a little bit of
Yeah, same for me. Don't worry. Yeah, having a little bit of a pause here after the pause. I think it's like a after pause thing. I'm
yeah.
guessing it looks like it.
Yeah, small indie company. What can you do?
True. I have to say the whole should be an Ignitar on being able to dive into the backline. I think if they're able to secure the right items and get to a good free throw item point, then I think that is a possibility for counterplay if Ignitar has an absolute smurf fight. But right now, that just hasn't happened, and I don't know if Ignitar's even going to have the time to get to that point.
Yeah, it's also really hard to fight because, like as we said, Rock, Tent, and Shaper just provide so much disruption in the fights.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Kiss putting up a masterclass. Wellesley has been pretty silent, but he's been doing a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, it's a Wellesley special of not needing to be like the all flashy player because he's around all of them. He needs to do his job, which is carry them in DPS, and that's exactly what he's been doing. He's been landing the perfect. His ultimates have been amazing. He's been landing so much DPS. Like he's just been doing his job incredibly well, and I feel like I can go around every single member of Team Rocket and praise them for how they've been playing this series because they've all had a very, very good display. I have to say. Even despite some people going for some cheesy picks, it's all worked out, and they've been so cohesive as a 5-man unit.
Yeah, definitely, and it's really impressive to see them fight, even though like it might look chaotic, but chaos is where they thrive.
Yeah, you can tell like these players know their limits like 90% of the time, and you see things like when Shaper's just like, I still can't go over how he'll just know what distance he needs to be to get his hook shot ultimate off on somebody, for example. And because he knows his limits, he knows when he can go in there and just ruin Neverty's life, and he'll go for it. 905 looking to dash out very, very fast there. And Ignitar is actually not going to be in a great spot for that trade. Looks like a bit of a cheese burst being set ahead by CPSA, but I
Yeah, that
don't. Yeah,
just looks like desperation play, sadly.
I mean, at this point, what else have you really got in the tank?
Yeah,
You
and Ignutar, you gotta mention, Ignutar wasted his chemo like on 905 in the top lane, so I don't think he's gonna have it for the Drake. He has TP, but I don't think he will have his ultimate, which is a huge teamfight tool.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I don't know if Frisilda's even going to be able to make it to the team fight. Rock going under tower, and that tower's doing nothing to him. It's insane, but
But yeah,
just
Craft
get
is here.
locked down. Never mind. Has Rock bitten off one thing true? Does not look like it. I just able to walk out.
But
That
they are
is
chasing
absolutely
the
crazy.
Singed.
Oh my god, they're chasing the Singed. Oh,
But
but
the
there's more people
cavalry
here.
has arrived.
Yeah, the cavalry has indeed arrived. Frisilda able to secure the kill on the Bully Bomber. Now the jungler down, whilst the Soul Point Dragon sits in front of them. That is a massive overstep, you have to say. And it's important to say 90% of the time, they know the limits. That 10% of the time, they do end up going a little overzealous. And now Shaper looking to force the fight. Levity looking to
Huge
get quite low, but the double blade
Ooh,
call
really
is
nice.
so big. 905 is legendary. 11 0 and 4 double buffs on this Jin. It was all looking so good, and then 905 appeared, and then Nightmares came to fruition.
Triple
It's
kill.
another triple kill. Can he make it a quadra?
Quadra
Yes, he
kill.
can. Does he want the Penta? Will he hunt the Penta? Levity will not let it happen.
Oh,
Oh,
nice. But
unlucky for
as a Jin
905.
player, you're more happy for the Quadra.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. Oh. And speaking of 14 0 and 5 now. Jesus. I mean, it was so. Never seen Roccet imagine going for a pencil while playing Jin. Tusk, tusk, tusk. That
Yeah,
is
at this point, they are just
killing.
hitting them with the wallets, and we see 905 Gale Force, Lord Dominic's Rapid Fire, and Infinity Edge. This Jin just level 17.
Oh.
This Jin just hurts.
Yeah, and there's a part of me saw the jungler die, saw the soul dragon point there, and I was like, oh my god, they can bind themselves 5 more minutes. But then I just saw 905's nameplate come onto my screen, and I was like, oh, I see.
Yeah, he was pretty much one-shotting everyone, just 1, 2 shots, and everyone is dead.
Yeah, sadly, not the point where they're force-shotting anymore, but not able to catch out Wolf or Craft there, but honestly, things are looking pretty amazing for Team Rocket here. They're now 7k gold ahead. They have the Ocean Soul. You can't really get much better than this. Now they just got to play out the rest of the game, push in the right lanes, crack some towers open, possibly look for some inhibitors. There's a Baron up in 25 seconds that they can look to play around if they want to.
Okay, we have a little bit of time. Just wanted to say Aeon Gaming just 3-0 United Sporos of Runeterra and are going to Division 1 Finals versus Chat Protective Services on next Thursday, I believe.
Nice little update there. I will also say I am colorblind and I read the Blue Buffs timer as the Baron's timer. I'm done. It's 5 minutes to the next Baron, of course, because they have the Baron buff already from when they just took it. So we'll see. A little bit of a cheese push coming in. Again, the desperation plays. Shaper just spots that instantly with that. The sweeping then is able to find them. And things are just looking more and more dire, it feels like, as this goes on. It's so hard to let that 905 because the more fed he gets, the more mobile he gets as well. He has the Gale Force available. As a Jin, that inherent movement speed you get after popping someone in the head, it's just incredible. And at this point, I don't think Ignitar could kill 905 if he wanted to, even though he's a free item vitamin.
It's a classic top laner thing. You're just the map is falling apart around you, and you're like, lads, I have 50 CS advantage.
True. We do see Rock looking for a possible engage there, but just gonna walk forward and oh my god, 905! What is that? A bit surprising there. Does end up having to burn the flash into Gale Force, but I appreciate that boldness in the play. But,
yeah, they are getting towers in the top lane, the mid lane, and Bagley looking for a play.
Yeah, looking for the play now. Rock in the back line. You can just see Rock takes no damage. Rock just takes like negative damage from this. Line of fire just completely chilling in the back line. They're gonna move on. That blade caller is absolutely massive. Will it save the fight? Oh, and Iggletup finally able to
Not
get to
a
the back line.
bigger
Just nope.
bomb
This
than the
won't be
blade caller.
enough.
Just Zayak is
Yeah.
just one shot by the six. It's so sad to see.
It looked so good for a moment there, but then as soon as Levity dies, there is no damage left, and Wolf just gonna be hunted down. My goodness, what a performance from
Okay,
Team Rocket. If they weren't
the
the
Rocket
favorites
might have
now,
won. Rocket might have won, but CPSA killed Kiss.
that's true. That is
That
true.
was really a winner. But
Yeah.
yeah, Rocket is going to Division 1. Gonna play the finals next week versus. We don't know yet who, because the other series is still going. But yeah, congrats to the Rocket. Played really, really well. And I believe we are waiting for an interview. We will see who we are getting.
Exciting stuff. And yeah, just fantastic play from Team Rocket there. It's the exact kind of play you expect from them, and it's just a clean snowball. Every single, I expect mostly clean snowball in each game. But their players just they're VO veterans for a reason. They have that level of class. You have to say. I mean, players like 905 and Shaper are just immense. Like, and
Yeah, all of them
all of them,
have
yeah.
been playing for a while. Like both Tent Rock
Oh
also
yeah,
have
yeah.
not slouches either.
Of course.
These
I mean,
guys.
they're all amazing players by all means. Like they're all veterans. They know how to play League of Legends and they know how to play it well with each other. And you can tell that synergy, that understanding is just there. They have that faith in each other to go for those big ballsy plays, and it's great to see.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Who do we get for the interview? We're waiting for a second. I'm not getting any confirmation yet, but let's wait a second. Getting some GG's. Real quick update 7-5 to Academy, currently 2-1 leading against
Oh,
Garlic Bread Mafia.
all right, all right. Spicy stuff. It's looking like Division 2A starting to take control of the playoffs, possibly, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I will have to see in a moment.
Yeah, and do we have any idea who we're getting?
Rock, I believe we are getting Rock.
Awesome, awesome stuff. Yeah, and it's just it's so good for them now because now they get that Division One spot secured. They're able to snowball it through, and I have been there watching these divisions with the likes of Bramps, Wellesley, 905 have just gone on to win Division One. I think this is going to be an incredibly strong contender up there, and I'm very interested to see how these finals go. But I'm expecting to with that 3-0, they're definitely looking at favorites.
Yeah, definitely. They have had a great showing tonight, and the other teams are currently fighting head to head. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, we will see soon what happens. Maybe that's a 5-game banger on the other side, but let's see. Waiting for the Rock, the man himself, to come in. Yeah, not sure what we can talk about because like this was just a demolition tonight.
So honest. Let's get that. Have you seen that picture of like the three kids on the YouTube video and talking like Fortnite stuff or something? And it's like a proper debate thing. So Singe Jungle thoughts. Because we've just watched that happen and it didn't fail. I'll tell you
It
right now, it did
didn't
not fail.
fail. It was, I think it was just the champion. It was not necessarily the since being in the jungle. It just both the champion and Tent knowing how to pilot it pretty efficiently. So yeah,
Nice. It actually
providing
worked
it's
out.
it seems like a good rocket champion because those guys thrive into chaos. What does seems to provide chaos?
I honestly think they get so much out of just picking these unconventional picks because we talked about it a lot in game. But when you come up against a champion that you're not used to playing against in that role, it just messes up so much, right? Because, for example, something like a Camille support, you don't actively think of an AD carry typically in lane about how big of a distance you have to deal with a hook shot and how to go to meet him and the effect that's going to have on you. But it's a big thing when you look at it there, and it's something that you kind of have to actively learn within the game itself. And I think the fact that they have all these spicy pocket picks ready to burst out means that unless somehow teams are able to find practice against them, which I mean, find me another support in VL who's going to be playing Silas support or Camille support, or a jungler who's going to be busting out Singed. I don't think you're going to be able to find much practice on there, anyways. It gives them a massive advantage because these teams they don't know how to really handle that unless they really dig in and do the research. But
Yeah, and
obviously,
even if you have those spicy picks, you can just still maybe put it in their designated roles. Like that's
yeah.
also a possibility that you can do, and you expect one thing, the other thing happens. So you
Mhm.
also have that angle on that.
Yeah, I mean, it just gives them such a really strong draft advantage, and we saw it play out there. But yeah, really really strong performance, and I just have to think like everything from this team is just looking so good from the players, the cohesion, the drafting. It just to me this looks like an incredibly strong Division One contender. I have to say, and they're going to be
Yeah,
an expert.
yeah, they're gonna be their next split.
Also,
Uh,
commiserations to Child Protective Services Academy. It was a little bit of a rough one to take. It's not fun to be 3-0'd, definitely, but it happens. And I'll be honest, I don't think you can be ashamed going out to a team like Team Rocket, who are just, I think, on another level. I have to say. But I believe we are getting some people in for our interviews. It's going to be Impress and Rock. Hello, hello. Impress and Rock, welcome. Congratulations. You're in Division 1. Clean series, 3-0. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Those picks. I mean,
I saw
amazing.
Impress. Impress got to talk about it.
Yeah, like I prepared. I took a day of work, right? And then why are you laughing? It's serious business, man. I took day of work, spent the entire day to build a big enough wheel so I could write champion names on it, and then just spun it. And we just spun it. Now, to be honest, like going into the series, I was like, okay, game one, right? I want to do some spicy picks because, like, if we lose, we still have 4 games, so it doesn't matter. It's a best of 5, right?
Yeah.
And if we win, like, they're gonna tilt off the earth, and it's already won. We will win every draft, and then we won game 1, game 2, and then game 3. I was like, okay, guys, what do you want? Do you want to have some fun? And 10 basically yelled, Since jungle. And that's how we rolled.
Damn. Yeah, that's awesome. So, welcome back to Division 1. How are you feeling about next split? Because obviously you've got the finals coming up, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But are you feeling ready? Are you feeling strong enough? Do you think to challenge for that Division 1 title next split?
I think I'll respond to that because I'm playing. So, with Team Rocket, we started in Div 1, right? That was the first split of 2021, and we completely shed the bed. We didn't. I think we didn't win a single series apart from the one that we got from the guys that played with too many points. They had like too many points in every game, so we got like one series. So big dub for us. But we obviously relegated, and most teams would be like, shit. Well, we just disband or whatever, or we like apply to Div 1 again. But we said no. We're gonna try and fight our way back up. And so we tried with last split iteration of the team, where we almost went into relegation and then made a losers bracket kind of miracle run, and where we lost to BBU, who then obviously went on to win and promote to Div 1. So then we said, okay, well, Wellesley and me have been friends with Kiss and Bramsh like since CNT days. Wellesley more than me because he knows them longer and has played on a team with them. But we always said we kind of want to play on a team at some point. So Wellesley brought those two in. Impress went and coached us. Ryan I don't know what he's doing. I think he's playing World of Warships or something, Laudio. And yeah, so we had a new roster. I had to role swap again, obviously. And yeah, but honestly, this is the strongest iteration of Team Rocket so far. I think the second iteration, or like the third iteration, if you want to call it, with Laudio mid was like the second strongest, and now we call it like the strongest, where I feel like we can take on every team really. Doesn't matter which division. It's just we're all really really confident in like in us as a team and us like individually. So yeah, I mean, if we go to Div 1, or like we're going to Div 1 next week, nothing, we don't want to do anything else but try and win it. Like we don't want to be like, oh, maybe get into playoffs. No, if we're taking part in Div 1, we want to win.
All right, fantastic to hear, and you can see that confidence when you guys play. The amount of belief you have in each other to just go and send it on some things. It's awesome to see. Obviously, though, before you move up to Div 1, you have one last match. It will be the finals. Honest, what's the score? Do you know?
I believe it's a 2-2 at the
2-1.
moment.
Oh,
No, it's 2-1 to 752 Academy.
It's 2-2 right now. I just refreshed. It's 2-2.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Also, they just
fight.
lost because I'm spectating the game. Thank you for the spoiler on this, but
I'm sorry. Just
honest, this yard.
yeah. So just a little bit of a personal question. Game 3, you're going in the top lane, and you're facing Ignutar. How does it feel to play versus your former top laner?
I thought it was super cringe, honestly. Like, I picked Poppy and wanted to like try her because I feel like she's like hidden OP, right? And I felt like, yeah, why not try it now, right? We got like Sinjong. I feel like she was filling the comp pretty well. But I didn't want to go full tank. I want to go like Divine Sunder into Sterox, and then I see I have to play against fucking Vladimir as Poppy, and I was like, man, like what the fuck, dude? So for me, the whole lane was just like, I don't know, I'm just trying to annoy him a bit and try and get him off CS or whatever I can do and try and survive, and that's about it. But I thought it was so cringe they lane swapped. Like,
Yeah,
come on, dude.
Ignutar, if you're hearing this, you're cringe. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Also top diff. And that's not even a joke.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to hear that one. But yeah, it was fun to see you guys playing versus each other. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be feeling confident coming into the finals after that kind of performance. Like,
yeah, I mean, either team that wins, whether it's like Garlic Bread Mafia or 752 Academy, like we're definitely not scared of either of them. Obviously, we try and never be cocky. I think game 3 we were a bit cocky, but we already won the mental warfare when we locked Singe, so we could only win that game. So yeah, I mean, we're just we're not scared of either of them, having played against both. But yeah, I don't know. We'll be. I don't even know if we're like gonna take it serious because I don't know. Division 2 obviously want to win, but we're here to get into Div 1, and that's what we achieved, right?
That you have achieved. Yeah, congratulations.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, really good job. I mean, undefeated in Division 2 this split, which is an impressive record to have. I think only one game loss, I think it is, but no series dropped at all. So
yeah, that still stings a bit that we dropped our second game against Prime Tails, but
deserved loss.
It was a deserved loss. Yeah, happens.
But yeah, congratulations! You've made it into Division 1, and you'll have your finals. I believe it'll be in a week's time. I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it is next week. And before we wrap it up, I have one question to Rock.
Yes.
Rock, have you learned to put your feet behind your head?
I won't learn it. Okay, I can try now, but I don't think I can do it. It's close though. It's getting closer, honest.
Oh, okay. So maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
If you get the foot behind your head. Okay, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean, into the chat. Thank you. Next, if you put a foot behind your head, you're winning Division 1.
Wait, am I? Wait! I'm gonna try this. No, I can't. No, never mind. No, not trying that. Okay, cool. I'm not winning Division 1, but I believe that these guys definitely might have a shot after what is a stormer of a performance. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks Impress Rock and the team at Team Rocket for providing us an awesome series. Commiserations to Child Protective Services Academy, but they also were valiant opponents. Thank you, Stephen Sick, for streaming. Thank you, Honest, for being my co-caster, and thank you all for watching. We will catch you all. I believe it'll be, I don't know what the game times are actually, but at some point the finals will happen and it's going to be awesome, and I want to see you there. Next Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Scott,
can I say one thing before? Yeah. Okay. If anyone is interested in Team Rocket merch, just DM me. Thanks. Bye.
That just leaves the call.
Goodbye.
Amazing. But yeah, fantastic. Thanks a lot for coming along.
Yeah, thank you for co-casting with me. It has been a blast. Really nice series.
Hell yeah, it was an absolute banger, and we hope to see you all soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Before